casting call was one of my favorite things in Wizard when, I actually read that magazine
Yeah,
before it became the thought.
what did that like? What happened to Wizard? I haven't read that in fucking
One,
years, man.
I guarantee it doesn't exist anymore.
You don't think?
Well, dude, the other comic news, Marvel's not doing Diamond Comics anymore.
Yeah, I saw that. So DC got out of the
Like a year or
Diamond.
two ago,
Yeah, like last
Marvel
year.
just did it, so they're gonna act as like a wholesaler, apparently.
Yeah, so they can still you can still order stuff through Diamond and get it, but it's gonna be through what's the? It's like Price. I was about to say Price
I
Waterhouse. I don't think that's correct.
Nah, it's Price Waterhouse is who counts the Oscar votes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where they're going to.
Yeah, it's not like a name that I remember.
But is it the same one that DC went to? Is it's different, right? Like they're not good.
I
They don't have the same
Yeah,
distributor.
I would almost have to be something different.
Okay. Boom, boom. Almost through. I'm just throwing the link out there so people can see it. Oh man.
No, I have something to wear for our They Live topic.
What's that? You have a mask or something? Oh yeah, you do. You have the face mask, don't you? All right. Wait, one more, two more, and now I'm done. Oh man. Okay, so instead of like having music or something on at the start of this, I just had our live mics going through.
All right, don't really matter.
Yeah, so everyone could hear what we were talking about before we even got on.
Behind the curtain.
Figured like I always have music on, and I'm still gonna have music on, but like I just thought that would be a different way to start things up. So, how's everyone doing tonight?
Actually, I'm gonna bring up Twitch so I can pull up your stream so I can at least watch the trailers when they're playing.
Got it. Oh man, sorry about the late start, everyone. I'm well. Pumpkin had some tech issues. We fixed that by doing the classic IT favorite of have you tried turning it off and on again? And then wifey.
That worked.
Yeah, and then wifey was having some issues getting HBO Max to work on the bedroom TV, so I went and fixed that, and then I needed to take a quick shower before this because I stunk, and it's hot here in Pennsylvania right now.
Yeah, what is this horse shit?
Like it's like high 70s right now, which going from 40 minutes delay. Sorry, I am sorry about that, but shit comes first. We have to get stuff done in our real lives sometimes. It was 81 there. Yeah, so it's like 78 here today, I think was the high. It's freaking ridiculous. It's like we're no longer in winter weather. We skipped spring.
Like a week ago it wasn't freezing, but you could get away with wearing a sweatshirt.
And like 3 weeks ago it was snowing here, dude. Like
oh, that's why I don't trust it. 'Cause I see them like that. Like 2 weeks ago, I was like, we had blizzards in April before, so knock on wood.
Oh yeah, we had a blizzard on Halloween weekend like a few years back. Because my cousin was getting married like the weekend before Halloween, and there was suddenly like half a foot of snow on the ground. Oh, it was ridiculous. I have blizzards all the time. Oh, sorry, Ashen. Oh, what were you saying, Pump?
I was gonna say, like the purchase I was gonna wear and actually show off tonight. It is too fucking hot to be wearing that right now.
Yeah, he's got a sick Jason hockey jersey. Really, really cool looking. I love it. And I'm probably going to end up buying one of these things because of this fuck. So there's that.
If I buy another one, I may just have to go with the RoboCop one.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the Shredder one. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna switch us to live, I guess, bud. You ready for that?
I'm already so.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna count you down, Pumpkin. I'm gonna count you in. 3, 2, 1. Oh, didn't work. Hold on. I don't know why it didn't work. Here. All right, let's try it again. 3, 2, 1. And now it's not showing anything. What the hell? All right. What the hell? Pumpkin, what did you do? I had everything working. I had everything working before we went live.
I didn't do shit.
Alright, hold on. Let me pull this up. Alright. Let me try this. There we go! Ha! I fixed it. Fixed it. And look, my camera's no longer switched so that you can actually read the posters behind me and read the posters behind Pumpkin. So, you know, none of our shit is actually backwards now. Hello. See, I think it's hard to read my name above me.
I changed my background for today because I have to put a highlight around our names.
Okay. Still, I love it. Pumpkin did all this graphic work that you see on the screen right now. He made the background there. He made the names above us. As you heard, he's going to improve on those names so that they're a little more legible in the future, but I still love them. So above me is Michael Myers lying in the grass at the end of Halloween 1, and above Pumpkin
is Ghostface about to kill Nev Campbell. Keyword about.
God damn. So it's hot as hell here, but it's also windy as hell here. Did you notice that? Like, are you hearing?
Not yet here. It's been saying it's supposed to be like that on my phone since last night. So if I lean over, that way, I'm gonna be shutting my window.
What are we talking about tonight, Magic? Well,
none of your goddamn business. And I'd like to thank you for staying out of my personal affairs.
So, we're going to be talking about how to sci-fi horror. We're going to go over a little bit of horror news that Pumpkin brought to the table.
Which isn't a lot.
Isn't a lot.
Close.
But there's some stuff. And then we're going to try something new.
To bring in our comic fandom and bringing it back to a feature from an old magazine called Wizard.
Yeah, so does anyone know if Wizard magazine is still a thing? So
it can't be.
Wizard
that magazine basically became a pamphlet by the time I stopped reading it.
Final issue, March 2011. So that shows how old we are. Oh my god. The cover of the final issue is the Green Lantern Ryan Reynolds. Oh, that's bad.
I wonder if that's before or after.
It's like Ryan Reynolds as DC Comics' top space cop is on the cover. So, that's
he just watched that for the first time like a week ago.
Who?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he's never watched Green Lantern?
Oh my god. Was before the Zack Snyder Justice League came out, he did a live stream online where he watched it for the first time.
Oh my goodness.
Or at least the first time he's watched it in 10 years.
Oh, Magic wants you to know he's not going to watch Jason X because of that comment you made to him.
You're okay. You're missing a cinematic classic.
I kind of agree with him on that. So, okay. Yeah. Just to get really quick, Wizard. It was shipped by the end.
It used to be when I was reading it heavily. It was probably like 300 pages.
Yeah, we used like it was the first comic magazine devoted specifically to comic books that got pretty major, and like all the comic conventions now
In depth, and I
were
mean, hell, it's literally Wizard World.
yeah. Like if you ever see a Wizard World convention, they spawn from those from the magazine. Oh man. So,
But one of our favorite features from that magazine was something called Casting Call, where they would, as the name explains, pick who would play comic book characters. We are going to do the Fantastic Four.
talk about we're gonna kind of go into who we think who we would like to see play certain characters in that
One of them,
franchise.
we share the same pick.
We do.
Two of the picks, I did not go out of the realm of imagination on.
But yeah, before we jump into I see you. Okay.
Tell Pumpkin if he doesn't read his chat, I'm eating all the donuts. Okay, let me go to my chat. Well, hello, you beautiful man. Thank you. I will be playing Among Us next week when the new map comes out.
Yes, that's the other thing, is that next week we're going to do another Among Us night, and
if the new map is out, I will be playing it.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's for next week. So before we jump into the horror news, I do want to say that Pumpkin pointed this out to me in the Discord, and it just made us both hella more hype for this movie, I think. So they released the first full trailer, like actual full trailer for Suicide Squad today. And it looks fucking fantastic. First of all, John Cena, hilarious as what's his name, Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
And who's playing Polka Dot Man? He's one of the three dudes from Ant-Man, right?
Yeah, he was in Dark Knight, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He's in a lot of stuff.
Okay. So like my whole theory about this movie is you see this team in the beginning with like Margot Robbie, Idris Elba,
like the team with
Flag,
actual, like bigger named movie stars,
John Cena and stuff. That's going to be the team that you're going to see through most of the movie. The team like that he's on, that Pete Davidson's on, that this Weasel is on. I can't remember her name. The chick that's orange. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Nah. Michael Rooker, who I didn't even recognize at first.
Yeah.
Probably is going to die. Everyone
on this team's dying except for Captain Boomerang and Rick Flag. That is my call right now. Is that everyone on this first team is just going to die in the first act of Suicide Squad.
Like, what was that guy in the first one that got killed literally in the first 5 minutes of the mission?
Slipknot. And there's King Shark. That's me and Rose's favorite from the Harley Quinn cartoon, which one of the best interpretations of King Shark. Then we got Doctor Who himself, Peter Capaldi, as the Thinker. So I'm guessing he's not on the team to begin with. And he
probably serves a purpose.
Yeah. Oh man, this looks so like. I don't know how you feel about the original Suicide Squad.
Apparently the next movement that Warner Brothers has said is never going to happen is release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Okay. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but
no, they've already said it's
okay. There probably isn't enough of it to actually exist. But anyway, the first Suicide Squad movie I enjoyed for what it was. It's not great.
It's not a movie I revisit where I'll sit down and actually watch it. It's a movie I'll put on in the background and
But this part in the trailer, man, that fucking Starro is in a goddamn DC movie, a giant goddamn starfish. I am really looking forward to this movie so much. Um,
Out of all the new people, John Cena 100% ain't dying.
yeah, and Sylvester Stallone is playing King Shark. You said, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and who is Taika Waititi playing?
He maybe is the voice of the rat guy.
Of Weasel?
Yeah, Nathan Fillion's in it, which is no shock.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion's gonna die, man.
Nathan Fillion and Michael Rooker, they will be coming up in one of our top 10 picks.
That's very, very true, actually. Jai Courtney, who played Captain Boomerang. I don't think he's... I think, like, obviously, they're not going to kill Margot Robbie, because you're not killing Harley Quinn.
Idris Elba,
probably not. Yeah.
David DeSmulchin, that's a Polka Dot Man.
Okay. He might die. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I don't know.
Look, this whole cast, like, the only ones I see that them bringing back are Margot, Jai, whoever plays Flag. I don't know his name.
Is Type 40 TARDIS in your chat, Steve?
Yes. John Cena may not be dying.
They're already doing a TV show for HBO Max.
Yeah, they're doing a Peacemaker TV show.
Like, they're already, like, legit filming it.
So yeah. John Cena's living. And hi, Krista.
Unless the show's a prequel, he's living.
Yeah. This whole thing I'm super excited for. But that's what DC does to me. They'll get me excited about a movie with an awesome trailer, like the original Suicide Squad.
Oh, those trailers were fucking amazing.
Like Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Once again, it's the same as with Suicide Squad, the original Suicide Squad. I can watch that movie and have an okay time watching it, but I know it's not a good movie.
I don't really remember much about it.
I think the best part for me, anyway, was the chick who played Huntress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Because she was actually funny. But aside from Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was actually funny in that movie, too. I'm just saying. So we're going to get kidnapped at 3/4 in. I don't like just because the name, like, that's why the name of the group is called the Suicide Squad, and that's why I think that first squad that they show is just gonna get fucking annihilated. And then they're gonna bring in the next team, which is Idris Elba, John Cena, Polka Dot Man, King Shark, Harley Quinn.
Like, whoever's on the final mission to, like, defeat Starro, one of them is gonna die.
Yeah, there'll be a character that they build up through the entire movie to make you feel some sympathy for, and then they'll kill him.
Yeah, one of the best parts of the first one was the Pyro guy, whatever his name was.
Oh, El Diablo.
Yeah, he was one of the best parts of the first one, and he died. So
yeah, and
whacked.
the Rat King, I guess it's the Rat Queen in this one, right? Because it's the doctor from. Oh, another movie that was pretty horrible. New Mutants.
I haven't seen it yet. It's going to be on HBO Max next month.
Oh, man. Hey, we should talk about that, because that's technically a horror movie.
You know what? There's the movie I would like to see the director's cut of before.
Yes. Actually, absolutely, yes. Because apparently that movie was a lot more horror-centric before they did all the reshoots and stuff. I don't know.
3 years worth of.
Oh, all right. I'm also going to have with the fact they always make twists. They always have a twist. Yes, someone in the Suicide Squad has to die before the end of the movie. But that's why I'm saying, like, it's because it's James Gunn. They're going to kill an entire team, like, and then they'll kill someone from the new. Like the new team that you will be following through most of the movie.
It'll be like Michael Rooker or Nathan Fillion.
Okay. So why don't you talk about the Chucky thing?
So I know who doesn't like Chucky, or Child's Play in general. Torch.
Torch, I don't think is I don't think he minds the Chucky. I think he gets sick of people saying that Chucky should be the next killer in Dead by Daylight. I don't think he hates the Child's Play movies per se.
The Child's Play movies are depending on which one you're talking about. The last two are shockingly really good.
He's not talking about the remake. He's talking about Cult of Chucky and
Curse of Chucky.
Curse of Chucky. Thank you.
Whichever one is, I think it's Curse and then Cult, based on what happens in the second one. So the second one, it's Brad Dourif's daughter, Fiona Dourif, is in both movies. She's paralyzed. In the first one, her whole family gets wiped out. She gets sent to an asylum because obviously she's saying that a doll did it. And I guess without really going into, I'm trying to think of how much to go into that movie about without spoiling.
You can, dude. That movie's like over 5 years old. You can spoil it, man. Okay. It's okay.
So you find out that there's multiple Chuckies. That he possesses a bunch of people, and she can walk at the end of the movie. And Jennifer Tilly's in it, but she's not playing like Jennifer Tilly. She's playing Tiffany, and it gets really fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like super weird. Like the original Chucky that we saw from the first movies is tied up. Is only a head in the cabin of the kid from the original movies,
Andy.
And at the end of that movie, the blonde girl that was his stepsister in part 2 from the foster home goes to torture the head of Chucky. But it basically ends with Andy being locked away in the asylum, and pretty much the evil escapes. But they're doing a TV show. Like, everybody involved is, I think it's on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, so the upcoming Chucky TV, it's going to be called Chucky. It's not going to be called Child's Play. It will include actors, let's see, Devon Sawa from Final Destination. Thank you. I couldn't remember.
Idle Hands.
Yeah, Idle Hands. That's the one I like. Zachary Arthur. Don't know the name.
It's not a lot of people in that.
Theo Briones, Bjorgen Arnesen, and Alvia Almlind, with Jennifer Tilly, sorry, slip of the tongue, on board as Tiffany, which is the girl Chucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Brad Dourif is also going to be doing the Chucky voice again.
Like, it's supposed to get into like the history of Chucky, I guess Charles Lee Ray, but the news was she just signed on to be in the show, his daughter, which the way the last movie ended, she kind of had to be in it.
So yeah, here's the synopsis for the show. You ready? After a vintage Chucky doll turns up at a suburban yard sale, an idyllic American town is thrown into chaos as a series of horrifying murders begins to expose the town's hypocrisies and secrets. Meanwhile, the arrival of enemies and allies from Chucky's past threatens to expose the truth behind the killings, as well as the demon doll's untold origins as a seemingly ordinary child who somehow became this notorious monster. So they're going to go into origin stuff, which I never think is a good idea, because when they did it with like Freddy Krueger, it kind of, it's like, it's one of my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but it's also one of the worst. What was that one called? Freddy's Dead.
It's not good.
No. And then like the Rob Zombie Halloween movies also come to mind. Like they just explained way too much about the backstory. Like they gave Michael a motive. Michael doesn't need a motive. Michael never needs a motive.
No. Literally, if the motive just boiled down to he had to kill his family, fine. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah. But so this is it's on Sci-Fi.
I'll give it a shot.
So, and like I know they were. Thank you, Laura, for buying some packs. But I know some people are like weirded out by the fact that this is going to be on Sci-Fi Channel, because like all those movies are rated R, right? But like Sci-Fi did shows like Blood Drive and Happy, and I don't know if you've watched those, but they're both fucking crazy. Don't shy away from nudity or cursing, and are both really, really good shows. At least in my opinion.
I used to think like shows being on TV, but cable has changed a lot in the last 5 years.
Alright, ignoring that. Alright, not you, Pumpkin. I'm ignoring the fucking children singing in my ears.
Okay.
So the other thing that we wanted to talk about was the new Resident Evil movie. Oh wait, let's see. The series may be worth a watch, but I'm calling. They're going to seriously fuck it up. Why can't they just accept Charles Lee Ray was a murderer who toyed with black magic and just wanted to get his body back? Well, that's pretty much what I said. Like, I don't know that they need to go too far into the deep like backstory, but maybe like the backstory they're going to show is like him being the serial killer before he possessed, like before the first movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that might be okay. I'd be fine with that.
The closest, like, I would be willing,
like Bates Motel. Bates Motel is a good example of where they go back and like expand upon the origin, right?
I guess they could show him meeting the guy that Chucky kills in the first one. That had the voodoo doll.
There you go. Because remember, guys, Jason has a backstory. Jason has no backstory. There's no reason to ever give Jason a backstory. Anyway, moving on. Yes, the voodoo priest. Resident Evil. Greg, you love Resident Evil movies, right?
They're fun trash.
I love Resident Evil movies because they are trash as well.
You mean the entire box set I have 5 feet away from me?
Can you show it? Just show it to us. I want to see it. I need to see it. I did not know Pumpkin actually owns the box set for Resident Evil movies. Oh man, and sweet ass, Pumpkin, sweet ass. I saw it. I loved it. He's gonna. So yeah, let's see this thing. So does it have every movie up to Apocalypse? Like, is it every movie? Okay.
Yep. In glorious ultra high def.
You're the only person I know that would own that.
Got it during the holiday season, so believe me, I didn't pay full price for this.
Dude, and Chris, I'm not saying I don't love the Resident Evil movie. I love the Resident Evil movies, but they're trash. Like they're trash I enjoy.
Like out of all of them, the first one I think is you could call legitimately like good action horror movie.
Yeah, I'd give you that. I'd give you the first one is actually a decent movie.
The second one might be my favorite, just I've watched it the most.
Is that the one in Vegas?
Nah, that's the third one. The second one is with the Nemesis.
Oh, yeah, the guy in the big rubber suit.
But it eventually got to, lesser fun as you went along.
I mean, Chris is taking offense to me calling those movies trash. We all have our own opinions, and we can differ on this one, Krista. Sometimes people are wrong in their opinions, and I'm not going to say it's you, but I'm not going to say it's not. Anyway, the Resident Evil movies are getting a reboot. They're no longer going to be directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I think I got it. And Mila Jovovich.
A good director.
Yeah, and Mila Jovovich will also not be in it. So the director is Johan Roberts. I don't know what else he has done. You got any ideas, Pumpkin? Oh, here we go. He has done... Oh. Well, let's see. We got 47 Meters Down. 47 Meters Down Uncaged. The Strangers Pray at Night.
I saw that.
Okay. The Other Side of the Door.
The first shark movie, the 47 meter, I didn't see it, but I heard it wasn't bad.
Okay. Sanitarium 2002. When Evil Calls. I don't know half these movies. I've heard of 47 Meters Down, and obviously the sequel to The Strangers. I've heard of that as well.
So, looking at the stars of the movie, Robbie Amell is in it playing Chris Redfield.
So Robbie Amell, brother or cousin of Stephen Amell, who played the Arrow, and he was also Firestorm on on the Flash TV show. Sorry, I know him. That's why I can actually say this. Go ahead, keep going. Who else? Who else we got?
Let's see. Jill Valentine is Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, okay. She's awesome. I loved her in that. What's her name? Is it Hannah John Kamen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so she was in Ready Player One. She was one of the bad guy like lady in Ready Player One.
Exactly. It's like the
hit woman.
Ben Mendelsohn's like second in command.
Yeah, she's good in that. She's been in some good movies. She apparently was in The Dark Crystal, the 2019 one.
Leon Kennedy is the hippie boyfriend in Zombieland Double Tap.
Is that Tom Hopper or Avon Hojia? Okay. He's a good looking man. Holy shit. God damn.
Albert Wesker, I have
God damn.
not seen in anything, so
I'm assuming that's the other guy. Okay.
Albert Wesker. Oh, one of the two actors we were talking about before. Donald Logue is in it, playing a character I don't remember. Chief Brian Irons.
Donald Logue. Oh, Donald Logue! Hell yeah!
And Neil McDonough is playing William Birkin.
I just saw Neil McDonough's name on there. So this is Donald Logue. You might remember him from such classics as Blade.
I got his Wikipedia page up. Minority Report.
And then this guy is also in it. This is Neil McDonough. He was in a lot of the Flash like CW TV shows for DC Comics. He played oh god, why am I blanking on his name? It's like he was like a really good bad guy though. He was also in the Star Trek movie. Damien Dark. Thank you, Damien Dark. Yes.
He's in a lot.
He was in a Star Trek movie. The one with First Contact, yeah. He gets killed by the Borg.
I've never seen this next movie, but he's in Ravenous.
Yes, he has. Alright, that's going to be something that we have to watch in the Discord.
I almost bought it. He's in First Avenger. He's Dum Dum Dugan.
Oh yeah, he's Dum Dum Dugan in Captain America. Which Blade movie? He's in the first Blade movie. Oh, sorry. Donald Logue.
Deacon Frost's...
Hold on. Blade. He's this dude. He's also this dude. And this dude.
He's the one that gets all burned up.
He's the one that Wesley Snipes keeps letting live for some reason in the movies.
I don't even remember how he dies in the movie.
He dies at the end. I want to say he just gets his head chopped off or something. I don't know.
Most likely.
Yeah. But he's a good actor. He's been in a ton of stuff. Like he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that, like, if you need a solid supporting role with somebody.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just really quick. He was in Blade, Ghost Rider, The Tale of Steve, which is a movie me and Pumpkin talked about extensively offline for some reason because we were
talking about him.
Yeah, because we were talking about him, but like we got into this whole thing about The Tale of Steve. Anyway, he was in Zodiac, The Patriot, Intruders. He was in Runaway Bride, Reindeer Games, the Silent Night remake, Shark 3D, Max Payne, Inmate Number 1, The Rise of Danny Trejo. Oh, well, that's a thing. He was in Metro, starring Eddie Murphy. Jesus, he was in Jerry Maguire. Huh?
97 episodes of Gotham. He was Bullock.
He was Bullock. Yeah, he was Harvey Bullock on the Gotham TV show. He's a really good actor. He was in Jerry Maguire. He was in the Cloverfield Paradox, which is another one I know you haven't seen. Yeah, he's been in a ton of shit. Yeah, he's in Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, he's like just a really, really good actor. He's never really like been like the main draw, right? Like he's always the background guy.
Thank you, Crows.
He gets decapitated by a silver wire on Blade's hip, which never happens after part 1. Got it.
Yeah, that's where Blade gets his sunglasses back from.
Ah, yes, he cuts his head off and then
cuts his head off and then he catches them in the air and then puts them on.
Oh man. You guys just want to take this stream to just watch Blade 1 real quick?
All right.
No. That's not happening.
We'll put the timeline. We'll put the timeline in the movie. We're not going to show the movie.
So all right, the other reason that we brought up the Resident Evil thing is because the director has been talking about it, and he said that he drew inspiration, and you're gonna like this, Pumpkin, from John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13 and The Fog. So two very underrated and really, really good John Carpenter movies.
Assault on Precinct 13, if I had to guess, like, where they're, like... Because I think it's supposed to kind of, like, tie in the first two games.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even say the title. So it's called Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. That's the name of the movie.
So if it's Assault on Precinct 13 and The Fog, Assault on Precinct 13 would be a siege movie where I assume it would be they're trapped in somewhere and the zombies are trying to kill them.
So I think it's Resident Evil 2, you start off trapped in the police station.
More or less the whole game is in the police station. Like, it starts off outside in the city.
There you go.
You get to the police station pretty quickly.
So I think maybe that's what's going on. It's like a TLDR movie. Yeah. Too long. Didn't read. Also, there's a new Silent Hill movie coming out. I like the Silent Hill movies. They're bad, but I love them.
I fucking hate that first movie.
Yeah, so it's called Silent Hill Road of Guilt, which of course it is. Adapted from pieces of a full screenplay called Silent Hill Walking Hours. Road of Guilt sees James Sunderland recovering an old set of therapy sessions between himself and Dr. Finch. James then heads to a ley line hotspot where a rift is potentially open between our realm and the realm of Silent Hill in order to take care of some unfinished business. I actually like the first movie is very, very slow. I'll give it that, and there's not a lot in it. I actually enjoyed the second movie, but it's pure schlock. Like, it's just
maybe
stupid.
It's one of those things I'll have to revisit, but the first time I saw it, I'm like, nah, it did nothing for me.
But I do like those movies as bad as they are. Wasn't the point of Silent Hill to explore his guilt? Yeah, pretty much. And there is a game coming out. Oh man, I can't remember what the name of it is. So I'm not going to talk about it. Never mind.
Now, the only other news that I found that really wasn't exactly headline breaking is Spiral from the Book of Saw has a new release date, and it didn't get pushed back. It got pushed up a week.
When's it coming out?
Second or third week of May now.
Okay.
Because when I saw the release date change headline, I'm like, oh god, probably another 6 months to wait now.
Well, I will watch it. Okay, I found the name of it. There's a FMV game coming out. It's starring one of the people from the show Penny Dreadful, named Nicole O'Neill, but it's called I Saw Black Clouds. Hey, Shadow. Yep, that's me. So here, I'm just gonna pull it up. It looks kind of interesting, but it's like it reminds me very much of the old school FMV kind of games. Like, did you ever play any of those, Pumpkin? Like, where like it's like choose your own adventure kind of things.
No.
Okay.
Like, if I was gonna play a Silent Hill game, because I never played them on PlayStation, if Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima actually get to make their Silent Hill game.
So yeah, that was PT, right? Like the
that's what the rumor was, that they were gonna make.
Oh no, it literally said, like, after you beat PT, it literally said from Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro, starring Norman Reedus.
But you know, Konami is Konami.
Konami is Konami, and Hideo Kojima is off doing whatever his crazy self wants to do.
Make a $3 billion game where you basically play a mailman.
Oh, is that Death Stranding?
Yeah, I never played it.
Okay. But yeah, this game, I watched the trailer for this a while back. I'm probably gonna get it and play it on stream. because it's basically like a ghost story kind of thing, like haunting, but not Paranormal Activity style. So I'm good with it.
No, you may eventually get to play Until Dawn on PC.
Oh, nice! I have been wanting to play that.
Because Sony's doing something where you can play their games on PC. I think that's one of them. It's like a subscription service, I think.
Okay. Allow me some demon vine ractons. Yeah, so okay. Let's see. I was hyped for Death Stranding when the first fucking trailer came out. Then it took 1 to 2 years to come out. Yeah, it got delayed as hell. So that's like the original.
If you're a Hideo Kojima fan, you're gonna wait.
Yeah, but the original game that Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima were going to be making was the next Silent Hill game, starring Norman Reedus and with some kind of input from Guillermo del Toro. Thank you. Unfortunately, it never came out.
Because, as we said, Konami is Konami.
Yeah. Fan of knowing what kind of game I'm buying for $60+. That's fair. That's fair. And
that's why I never bought Death Stranding, because I'm like, that's a game I'll spend half price on.
So like you deliver babies and packages, right? I mean, that's what I know about Death Stranding.
Or aliens or something. And
yeah. I wasn't like I like the Metal Gear Solid games, okay, but like I'm not like Chris said, I'm not gonna go buy a game if I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna be doing in it.
Like Kojima games, you're gonna be playing a movie basically.
Yeah, which is fine by me. Like, you know, his inspiration for stuff in Metal Gear is awesome, but yeah, I don't know. Oh man! All right.
Completely forgot. We are sponsored tonight. My new sponsor shirt, Spatula City.
Yes.
For your spatula needs, go to Spatula City.
Here. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the audio, but yeah, if you do need a spatula, please remember to go down to Spatula City. Where is it located, Pumpkin?
I deleted the email I sent with the locations, but as you can see, they got them for everything. You know, no money down, bar mitzvahs, holidays, birthdays, anniversaries.
The kids love Spatula City too. So, can you get a hydrodynamic spatula? Of course you can. If there is a spatula that is a hydrodynamic spatula, they have it at Spatula City.
All colors, shapes, sizes, and they're cheap.
Kids love them for Christmas. And on a romantic date, what's the perfect gift? A spatula. All right, we're done with this. Oh, man.
You know what? We're not going to say what that is. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. But you're going to enjoy it when you do.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, if you really want to know what Spatula City is, please view the commercial. It's on YouTube right now. Just type in Spatula City. All right. You want to move into our with port and starboard assessment? Absolutely. What's up?
You can, before we get to the list, you can always pop up the jersey, because I'm not putting that on right now.
Oh, yes. So this is, oh, I can't actually, because you sent it to me in Discord, and if I click on anything in Discord, our cameras will disappear from the screen.
No, I can email it to you. That's about it.
Oh, and now our cameras have frozen. Hold on. There we go. Fixed it. Shit about Pumpkinhead? What about Pumpkinhead? I have seen Pumpkinhead, starring Lance Henriksen. It's okay. Like, it's not the best.
A reboot, it's not going to shock me if it gets a remake or a reboot or whatever it is.
Pumpkin, your camera might be frozen. Oh, never mind. It was just showing as frozen on mine.
Yeah, I do see it frozen on yours.
Give me a second. There we go. Technical difficulties. Shit happens. All right, you good now? Can you move your head? Just tilt it back and forth. Let me see. All right, there you go. That's fine. Act like you're asleep. I'll take it. All right. So, oh my God. Oh, it's getting windy out there, folks. It's getting windy. All right. Let me pull this up. All right. So, Pumpkin. Actually, I'm first, ain't I? I'm first on this list. So, what are we talking about tonight, Pumpkin? What is our list?
Top 10, in our opinion, basically not the best, our favorite sci-fi horror movies.
Yes. And
I guess we can get the honorable mentions out of the way.
Of course. You want to go with the honorable mentions, and I don't have those pulled up. So just start talking about it, and I will pull it up.
I gotta find the list.
All right. How about Them from 1954, Pumpkin? Why don't you talk about that?
This was originally on my list.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Are you playing a trailer or something?
Yeah. But the audio was on. I changed it. You're good. Go.
It was originally on my list. Out of all the 50s B giant bug monster movies, this is outside of Godzilla, this is my favorite. It's just giant radioactive ants in New Mexico. It's something I watched a lot as a kid. Probably saw on Monster Vision on TNT. And shockingly, for a movie that was made back then, they tell the main woman of the movie, you can't go in there, you're a woman. But she's treated kind of like she knows what she's doing, like she's a scientist. They listen to her.
So only light misogyny is what you're saying.
Shockingly, she's not played as a damsel in distress. Like a movie like this, you would think, okay, they gotta go save her. Not the case. It has literally the only person I recognize in this movie is the old man from Shawshank that hangs himself, Brooks.
Oh my God.
The main character, he's literally the only thing I can think of that anybody would know him in. But naturally, man made a horrible problem.
Yeah. All right. So first things, Crows. The Tingler is not on this list. Sorry. I have seen The Tingler. It's one of Mary's favorite movies.
If she was making a list, it would be on there.
Yes.
Someone bought her a life-size version of The Tingler.
I may have bought my wife a life-size version of The Tingler that she kept in her bedroom for the longest of times. And then Krissa, King Kong. We're not gonna have any giant monster movies besides this one on our list today.
The reason I would have this one on my list is they were birthed from science. Like King Kong isn't sci.
Godzilla is, though. You brought up Godzilla, and we don't have a Godzilla movie on this list because we're going to be doing. Eventually, we want to do our favorite monster movies.
Monster movies.
Yeah.
Godzilla 100% will be on that list.
But which Godzilla? Matthew Broderick Godzilla?
Goddamn right.
All right. What was your other honorable mention, Pumpkin?
The Blob, but the remake of the Blob from 1988, I think.
Okay.
With Kevin Dillon, Shawnee Smith, another person from Shawshank Redemption, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the original. This one I just tend to revisit more. It's just a really fun movie.
So this
on my list. It was on my list.
It was.
Until I had to do some moving things around.
Which Dillon is that? Matt Dillon?
The lesser of the Dillons. This is Kevin Dillon.
Kevin Dillon. Okay, the lesser of the Dillons. Got it.
Johnny Drama from Entourage.
Wasn't that one of the guys from RoboCop?
Yeah, the cop. One of the deputies is the guy. The guy that gets dumped in toxic waste in RoboCop.
Yeah, he's not a cop. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, in this
he's a cop.
Bill Moseley's in this.
Bill Moseley, who you might know from Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, my favorite blob kill will always be the guy in the kitchen sink. I don't know that I've seen this.
Oh yeah, it's basically.
I know I've seen this movie. I just don't remember it. I should say.
Oh, he's plunging a sink in the kitchen of the restaurant, and they come like Kevin Dillon and whoever else is working there goes in the there it is. It basically is like the wood chipper scene in Fargo. Like all you see is just feet sticking out of the sink. Plus, this is a movie that 100% needs a sequel. It literally ends with, I think, as we talked about last time, movies that set up sequels that never come out.
Yeah.
Like this movie literally ends with a priest who picks up a piece of the blob, puts it in a mason jar, and then's giving like some, we're all gonna go to hell sermon in the middle of nowhere, saying, I'm gonna let you free one of these days.
And is like the little blob piece moving around in the mason jar?
Of course.
Okay. I just for my own clarity, Pumpkin. Now I'm struggling to remember what my honorable mentions were. I think I have an idea of what the one is, but you have the list in front of you, don't you?
Hang on. Let me check. Checking.
Funny story. I watched The Blob in elementary school, like they played kids a horror movie. Yeah, elementary school was weird with that kind of stuff. All the movies just movies Pumpkin and I have watched.
The Gate.
The Gate. Okay. So, as some of you might know, I'm a bit of a nerd. And in the 80s, nerd stuff wasn't super popular. And I was also really into heavy metal music. So this movie, starring another alumni from the Blade movies, what's his name? Steven Dorff, as a young kid. These kids play a satanic record backwards, because it's where the devil lives, and open a gate in their backyard, like in a hole, basically a gate to hell. So
I do have a question in a moment.
Yeah.
Don't they shoot, like, isn't there like something coming up out of the floor of the house?
Yep.
They shoot bomb rockets at it or something?
He shoots a model rocket at it.
I knew it was like something like that.
This movie, the soundtrack is fucking awesome because it is just like 80s hair and 80s metal, like just fucking out there. The creature effects are actually pretty good. I mean, they're claymation, whatever, if you can get past stuff like The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness having claymation, you can get past this having claymation. The Gate. I will forever recommend this movie to anyone. Looking at this movie makes me want to freeze pop. Hell yes. Because, it's an amazing movie.
Thinking about, I don't think that was your honorable mention now that I'm looking at. I think that was your forgotten classic.
Oh, shit. Well, that's okay. What's the other one? It doesn't matter. We're just going to move into the list.
I'll do my forgotten classic later.
Okay. So the number 10 on my list, and actually, I'm sorry, just so you guys don't mind, were you fond of part 2? Part 2 of The Gate's not great, but it's still fun. I enjoyed it.
Spoiler alert, Rose. It isn't on my list.
All right.
What about it?
So, the first movie on my list is a movie called Sputnik. This came out last year, the year before, or maybe it's 2019 or 2020, right?
Curious what you say about this because I want to see. I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah. So this is basically the whole movie is in Russian. It is a Russian movie. It's about a cosmonaut who goes up into space. There's some shit that happens up there. He comes back. And he's being held in this detention center under strict observation. They bring in this lady to kind of figure out what the hell's going on with him. And yeah, basically there's something living inside of him. I don't want to spoil it because it is fairly new. But the whole movie, yeah, oh my god, it's atmospheric, it's creepy as hell. There is an English dub, so if you don't like watching or reading subtitles, that is available to you.
Even though I've never seen this, I will say don't let subtitles deter you from a movie.
Totally agreed. And then like basically you kind of find out that like this lady was brought in to kind of figure out what's going on with the guy, but the people already know what's going on with the guy. Like it's this whole like there's twists, there's turns. I can't recommend this enough. And yeah, it is gory as hell. So if you're not a fan of gore, be careful. Because you might not enjoy it. And this was a hard one for wifey to watch because
animals.
There's something with an animal. I'm not gonna say what kind of animal. Oh my god, it's so good. I get chills watching this trailer. It was so good. So if you get the chance, please do. Sputnik.
I think it's like I saw the trailer for it. Like I rented a movie, and it was one of those things that played before the movie started. But I know I saw that trailer for it, and I just forgot about it.
Okay. And there's so the other thing about this list, it's a little different from last week's, in that Pumpkin's number 10 and my number 1 are the same movie. So Pumpkin's we'll talk about his number 10 later when we get to my number 1. But I think we can move into our shared number 9 if that's good with you.
I'm fine.
All right. So why don't you kick off since I just talked a bunch about Sputnik?
Pop up the trailer because
it's on. Right. It's The Faculty.
Actually, we watched this yesterday. It's one of probably the few Robert Rodriguez movies that he only directed. Normally he writes, directs, edits, scores, does everything under the sun. It's the post 2 years after Scream, so it's a Kevin Williamson. Like, you can definitely tell it's in that vein. It's Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets Scream. It's a fun movie. It's got, everybody that was a young actor at the time. Robert Patrick chewing up the scenery. Jon Stewart.
Also chewing up the scenery.
Oh my god, Famke Janssen.
Also chewing up the scenery.
Oh god, what the...
Usher.
From Cheers. Lilith.
Lilith from Cheers is the principal in the movie.
Hartnett, Jordana
Brewster, Elijah Wood.
The actress that plays the goth chick in school.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her in other things. I just never remember her name.
Me neither, but she's a good actress. She did a lot of dramas, which is not necessarily my thing. But The Faculty, if you haven't seen The Faculty, like Pumpkin said, like
Scream. It's the easiest way I can describe it.
It's Scream meets the Invasion of the Body Snatchers with a little bit of body horror stuff in there as well.
The thing is, like, I wouldn't even... There's a few moments where you might get, if you're not into... But it's not...
We forgot the main character. Besides Elijah Wood, who's the other main character? Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of the people in the movie. But yeah, like this... And Selma Hayek plays the school nurse. So a lot of actually really good actors in this movie. That was basically a throwaway teen horror movie in the post-Scream world.
Mm-hmm. Like, Salma Hayek, thinking about it now, it's a Robert Rodriguez movie, so she was already in Desperado at that time.
Yeah, and Krista, yes, the Usher. Like, Usher. He, was young. He played one of the high schoolers. He was on the football team along with the jock main character.
Most of the actors in this, like most of the high schoolers, are still working. You might not see them a lot, but
yeah, like I can't think of anyone that didn't have a career post this, so it didn't ruin any careers.
The
But like,
because I was just for the heck of it looking at who was in this movie, like what else were they in? Was the Southern girl, the the transfer student? She's the only one that didn't do a whole lot.
Okay. Oh, well, gotta let it burn. Yes, yes. So the Usher. I don't know a lot of Usher songs, so I can't go back and forth with them. Sadly,
I can think of one. That is it.
What is it? Go.
Confessions, because Weird Al did a parody of it.
Of course, that's why Pumpkin knows it.
Motherfucker, you don't know any of his music either. So.
I'm not saying these are my confessions. Yeah, okay. All right. Moving on to another pick of ours that we both share as well. This movie, is it by the guy who did Resident Evil? Is it Paul W.S. Anderson?
Yeah. 1990. He did Mortal Kombat after this.
Okay, so this is his pre-Mortal. I thought. Okay. Yeah, this is his pre-Mortal Kombat work.
I am going to see where this falls in his filmography.
So the movie we're talking about is Event Horizon, starring Dr. Allen from Jurassic Park.
It's got Lawrence Fishburne,
Larry Fishburne,
Sam Neill,
who's the doctor from Jurassic Park.
Jason Isaacs, who was the Malfoy's dad in the Harry Potter movies. He's in one of the Resident Evil movies.
Isn't he the guy who played Warlock? Or is that's a different guy?
That was
okay.
Julian Sands.
Okay, wait, is that Laura Dern?
Nah. It's Kathleen Quinlan.
Okay.
Is the main woman of the movie.
Okay. But yeah, basically, this movie revolves around a ship called the Event Horizon, having disappeared for a number of years.
It starts off with like all these movies, like man's gonna go to
deep space.
Man's gonna go deep space. So it's 7 years after the ship is supposed to go wherever out past Neptune. It just went missing. 7 years later, they get a distress signal from it.
Yes.
Lawrence Fishburne and his crew take Sam Neill, who designed the ship, to go figure out what's wrong. Ooh boy, shit went wrong.
Yeah, so apparently at the edge of the universe is hell. Who'd have thought it?
I don't know if it's necessarily there. It's so the sign, like he explains that how they jump through space is they open up a wormhole. So more or less, when they go through the wormhole, they travel to hell.
Mm-hmm. And good.
As we were discussing earlier, this is a movie that I would like to see the Snyder cut of, which sadly will never happen.
Yeah, because this movie, I know a little bit about this. It's the fact that this movie, the director's original vision for this movie is not what got released.
It's more, from what I've heard, it's a more fucked up movie.
Yeah, the original cut was way more gory, fucked up, and crazy, and the studio basically cut it down. Like, they hired their own editor and cut the shit out of it.
I understand. Like, nowadays, they would probably just put out a different version of it on the Blu-ray or whatever. But to sell in a theater, fine. But that footage is, if rumors to be believed, lost forever.
Yeah, there's some of that footage has been recovered and is on like the special features of the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever.
Like the end of the movie when they finally uncode the footage from the Event Horizon, where like they see like all the messed up shit that's going on. I think that's what a lot of the lost footage is like really weird.
It's basically just seeing these people going through hell in outer space, right? Like,
yeah,
and
it's like a hell orgy, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you got that on the nose. And like, I feel like we skipped a bunch about that movie, but basically the doctor gets fucked up, goes crazy because he's seeing all these visions from hell, basically becomes Pinhead. I don't know. like
literally 20 minutes of that, like not into the movie, but like 10 minutes of being on the ship. One of the characters is sucked through the portal into hell and then's catatonic for the next like 40 minutes of the movie.
That's Sam Neill, right?
Nah, it's the young kid.
Oh, Jack Noseworthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
No, it's Jack Noseworthy. Most notable for A, Idle Hands. We just talked about that. But B, he was also the main character in that MTV show that I will not shut up about called Dead at 21.
Big black guy in the movie, Richard T. Jones. He's in Jury Duty.
Starring Pauly Shore?
Yes.
All right.
It was the first thing I could think of that you would know, that you would have seen.
Yeah, but that is our joint, what is it? Number, 8. So let's jump into your number 7. Sound good?
All right, I gotta bring up see what one that is.
It is 1987's Prince of Darkness. Why don't you tell us about this movie, Pumpkin?
Okay, I don't want to, but I kind of have to spoil it, because at first I was thinking, how, like, is this science fiction? So the whole gist of the movie is that old priest there, he dies, and in that lockbox is a key to a locked door in the basement of this old rundown church in the middle of Los Angeles. Donald Pleasance is the priest who goes, and in that room is a giant tank with green slime spinning around in it. And yes, that is Alice Cooper as the head of the Bums.
Just wanted to point that out. Go ahead.
So he goes to the Asian gentleman, Victor Wong, you've seen him in 1,000 things. So he's a scientist, and you basically find out that science proves that the devil is real. Like, thousands of years ago, they proved that, oh my god, this is actually a real thing. Religion is created because they realize that nobody will even be able to, like, human mind can't grasp the concept that Satan is a thing. So they bring all these, supposed to be college students into this place to study and figure out what it actually is. There's some body horror, there's, traditional horror in it. They can't get out of the building because they're surrounded by the bums and the building's barricaded. It's also got a really great score in it, which you expect from a John Carpenter movie.
Absolutely. Wong was in Big Trouble in Little China. Yes, absolutely. And apparently this is Steve's favorite movie. It didn't make my list, but I do like this movie. I've seen it a handful of times. I think I watched it once with you. I do enjoy it. Like, I'm surprised it rated so highly for you, I guess.
Put it this way. Considering how many times I've changed my list, it probably could come off.
But regardless, it's a hell of a John Carpenter movie. If you love John Carpenter's movies, like the atmosphere he creates and the music.
If you're a fan of his, you know it. But if you're a tertiary fan of him, like, it's not something you're gonna think, okay, it's Halloween and not much else. It's a movie of his that you really should watch.
Absolutely. And I kind of just spoiled something, but I'll just jump right in, if you don't mind, to my number 7, which is Cloverfield. So do you remember the first time you saw the trailer for Cloverfield? Like the teaser. Not this full trailer, the teaser.
The closest thing to it was the Super Bowl commercial for Independence Day, when all they showed was the White House getting blown up. It was, what is this movie coming out?
Yeah, because the only thing that they showed in the teaser was the Statue of Liberty's head rolling through the fucking street. Like, right this scene right here. That's all you saw, and then it went Cloverfield. And it was...
Is it a Godzilla movie? Like, what is it?
And, they did not spoil a goddamn thing about this movie. Really quick, before I even talk about the movie, I want to talk about the advertising that went into this movie. There is a shit ton of alternate reality stuff online because it's J.J. Abrams and he's fucking crazy. There were websites you needed to find passwords for, and all the stuff that tied into the movie. That Slusho company that the guy's going to work for had its own website with its own, with weird things that you could do with it. I'm dead serious. It was crazy. So me, once again, being a nerd, I saw that shit and I was like, oh, I really want to know what the hell this is all about. I remember going to see this movie. I don't this is one of the first kind of found footage movies, right?
I think it's it wasn't the first, but it definitely is one that kind of
like popularized it. Yeah. And I remember, like, I thought I might get motion sickness because of this. I didn't. But like, it was actually really, really good. Really, really good. I did not expect it to be what it was. I loved almost everything about it. Like, there's a few things I could have gone without. There's a couple side quests that the characters kind of go on that I'm like, whatever. But like, because, you know, I love giant monster movies, so like, I want to see the giant monster, but like, they do not show that thing until the very fucking end. And okay,
for like,
you don't see it long. Yeah. And I do remember, like, I just remember walking out of the theater going, man, I want to watch that again.
Oh, and looking at it now, Matt Reeves has become a very, very, very big director.
Yes, Matt Reeves is the guy who's directing the new Batman movie. It also has Lizzie Kaplan in it, who's a very famous actress at this point. Oh, and T.J. Miller. That didn't age well. Anyway, less said the better about T.J. Miller. Anyway, who, guess what? Surprise, is not going to be in Deadpool 3. Sorry.
Disney in charge now? Yeah, that's probably...
Yeah, he got kicked off of the show Silicon Valley. All right, you're right. Let's just keep moving on. I'm just going to go right into my next one, I think. And then we're back on track. Yeah. So my number 6 movie, Crows, you already mentioned it in the chat. But it's Disturbing Behavior. I don't know if anyone has seen this movie besides me, Crows, and Pumpkin.
One of my favorite things is in the trailer. Mom, Dad.
Yeah, it's Katie Holmes, James Marsden,
Nick Stahl, I think his name is.
Nick Stahl, yes, absolutely. This movie is basically Stepford Wives for teenagers.
Yeah, it's 100%. This is the Stepford Wives.
Yeah. So like, and that kid, the guy, he played John Connor in one of the Superman. Sorry, because you just wrote that.
It was a TV show.
Yeah.
He's in Sin City. He's the yellow bastard.
Yes. So anyway, James Marsden's new to town, comes in, meets these people, like starts hanging out with like the weirdo kids at school because he's into Katie Holmes, because like every teenage boy at that time, I guess, was. Yeah. They're one of their best friends. That kid basically comes to school the next day after going missing, and he's like all straight-laced and like hanging out with the popular kids, and they don't understand what's going on.
But yeah, even before that, like,
oh Jesus,
the outs, like that kid, like the Katie Holmes and like James Marsden, like they're all like, they're not delinquents, but they're just not like the other kids. Like, they're all prim and proper and, you know, play by the rules.
Yeah. So like I said, once again, it's basically Stepford Wives for teenagers, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. And basically, it's the parents are, you know, basically trying to control their wayward teenagers, pretty much, like, and it goes to the extreme.
Where how all of those, like any movie where you control someone, naturally there's always something that goes wrong. Whenever the kids, the brainwashed kids get horny, they go fucking nuts.
Yes, that is the trigger that turns the prim and proper, like, kids turn Stepford into fucking maniacs. It's great.
Like that scene in the trailer where the blonde girl's got her white sweater and it's like half open. It's the one thing I remember from that movie is Mom, Dad, and she just fucking slams her head into the mirror. Yeah,
this movie has some really good moments, and you don't know where it's going until the very end. I shouldn't say that, because it's not a twist. But I enjoyed the hell out of it, and that's why it's my number 6.
I haven't seen that in 20 years.
Oh man, that's another one we can watch in the Discord. All right, so we're gonna move right on along into Pumpkin's number 6 as well. This is The Mist.
Now, this is the last movie I put on the list. Like, this is probably where other movies would have gone. But I'm gonna have to, like, I'm gonna say this now. If you've never seen this movie, come back in like 5 minutes, or when this trailer, like, we're not talking about it.
Yeah, just mute it until you see the trailer go away.
Because this movie is gonna get spoiled. So it's Thomas Jane, Andre, pretty much anybody that, like, it's in The Walking Dead, anybody that's done anything with Frank Darabont. It's based on a Stephen King novella where the ending is wildly different. So you find out that the military basically opened a portal that releases the fog into, naturally, some New England town.
Because it's Stephen King.
Screaming in, there's something in the mist. You don't see what's in the mist until the very first night. So eventually half the store is like, we can just fuck it, we're just gonna leave. Naturally, it doesn't end well for them. It's a kind of a siege movie because they're trapped in there. You basically find out that there's monsters outside.
So hold on, no, just comment from chat. Nah, fake news. Crazy lady said it's God, so it's God.
You know what? It very well could be. Like, and then Marcia Gay Harden, she starts turning half the store into believing that God is, like, she's a Bible thumper, that God is punishing us. This is all our, like, it's all his doing because of what we did. So earlier in the movie, Carol from The Walking Dead says, I have to get home. Like, my 8-year-old is watching my 4-year-old. Like, I have to get home. Mm-hmm. Please, somebody take me home.
Wait, was that Lee Tergesen?
Nah.
Okay.
Like, you have to take me home. Nobody does it, so she leaves. End of the movie, Thomas Jane, the blonde from The Walking Dead, like 3 other people, and Thomas Jane's kid leave. And they figure, let's just drive until we can't drive anymore. They have a revolver with 5 bullets in it. They eventually...
I know where this is going.
And Thomas Jane, they all basically... It's... Would you rather get torn apart by a monster or just shoot yourself and that's it? So, without saying anything, they all kind of just, like, you can tell just by how they're acting, like, yeah, we're just gonna just kill ourselves. So, camera pans to outside the Jeep, 5 shots, bang, 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 bang. And before that, the last shot before it pans to outside is Thomas Jane's kid looking up at him wide-eyed, like, hey, Dad, I just woke up. What's about to happen? And he shoots them all, including his kid, goes outside, the Jeep starts screaming, monsters, monsters, please kill me. And the military rolls up. With the mother, Carol, from The Walking Dead. If they had waited 5 more minutes, the military would have saved them. When I saw it in the theater, it literally, in my seat, in my mind, I screamed, Jesus fucking Christ, you gotta be shitting me.
So, I'm just gonna say, Crows is really hung up on this. It was 4 shots. He killed 4 people. That's not the point, but whatever. He can't shoot himself, is basically what Pumpkin was saying.
He didn't have enough ammunition to kill himself, so literally the end of the movie is him screaming on the side of the road because he just murdered 4 fucking people, including his kid. Stephen King even said that he wished he came up with that ending. Like the end of the book, or the novella, they live.
Yeah. I do love that movie as well. I know you have a huge fondness for that movie, like way surpassing mine, but
oh, dude, the ending, it's the ending of that movie. If it was the ending of the book where they merely just get away, then it wouldn't be on my list.
Yeah.
But the fact that what happens in that, 100%.
Soldiers are so confused. Thomas Jane really sells it. The trivia was, did you know the movie actually came out before King finished the book? Huh.
Wouldn't shock me. Frank Darabont's made 3 Stephen King movies.
Yes, and he also is the creator of the Walking Dead TV show, like
Yes.
adapting it from Robert Kirkman's comic. And that first season of The Walking Dead, actually probably like the first 2, maybe 3, are really good. There's a point where I fell off, but I do remember enjoying the first season a hell of a lot, and then the second season as well. But cool. Yeah, I do like it. And Thomas Jane, I like. I've gone back and watched The Punisher starring Thomas Jane.
Here, before we go off on a tangent, because since you mentioned The Punisher, he's if John Bernthal didn't exist, because John Bernthal 100% is the Punisher now, I want to see nobody else as the character. But based on the 2 movies, not including Dolph Lundgren, Thomas Jane was the better actor. The guy in the Punisher Warzone looked like the Punisher.
Yeah. Crows wants to know, did Frank Darabont do a bit of Castle Rock as well?
I don't know if he had any I don't know if he produced it. If he directed an episode of it, it's not gonna. It wouldn't shock me.
Okay. So actually, that's what I was gonna say. By the way, was what you said. Like Thomas Jane, the Punisher, like the Punisher Thomas Jane is good, but John Bernthal really fucking owns that character now. Like Punisher season 2, one of my favorite things Marvel has done, and it was a Marvel Netflix show of all things.
Like if Marvel announces that they're doing a Punisher and it's not John Bernthal, like I'm gonna march on the studios. Like dude, he is the fucking Punisher now.
Oh man. And also, John Travolta's the bad guy in The Punisher.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. Ooh.
Howard said.
Oh man. All right. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I had rewatched The Punisher, and it's pretty bad, but I still enjoy it. All right.
Oh, my copy of it right over there.
Of course, you have a copy of every movie that we're going to talk about, I'm sure, except for the ones that you haven't seen.
Next time we do this, I will take a nice picture of that wall over there.
All right, moving into our joint. There's another joint one that we both had on our list. So this is we watched the Suicide Squad trailer earlier. We're moving into James Gunn territory because this is Slither. Go for it.
I will say this. This is coming from me. There is one scene in this movie that most people will probably feel uncomfortable at. Is the rape scene. Because yes, this movie has a rape scene in it. Not unlike the scene in Evil Dead.
I love how that's how you start talking about a movie that's number 6 on both of our fucking lists. So
it's what's her name from The Office?
Yes, Pam from The Office, Nathan Fillion, Elizabeth Banks, Michael Rooker.
I can't think of his name. God. The guy that plays the mayor in it. I love that. He was Quill's grandfather in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, because he's a James Gunn actor. So let's was that Walter White? No, Walter White is not in this. Sadly. That guy.
Yeah.
But a comet, whatever you want to call it, crashes. Michael Rooker gets infected, and naturally, little slug things. It's kind of body snatcherish.
The creatures really remind me of Night of the Creeps. Go ahead.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They're Night of the Creeps. I think I ate something.
Oh yeah, this is another. Oh, it's not in this trailer. Oh well.
It's super gory, but it's just a fun, just alien invasion movie.
It really is, and it's funny, like really really dark fucking humor, but it's funny. Nathan Fillion is just sweet candy for my eyes. So I'm glad to have him in there.
Is when you first meet the mayor, he's it's literally small town, Pacific Northwest somewhere.
Are you gonna eat the possum? Sorry, go ahead.
The mom and son are walking down the street, and you just hear this car honking its horn. You just hear this guy yelling, "Get the fuck out of the road, you dumb fucking bitch!" And they just look over. "Hi, mayor."
Yeah, dude, Slither made me a James Gunn fan, and I knew like anything that he put out after that I needed to watch. What did he do after Slither?
Uh,
He didn't go
did,
right into Guardians. There was something in between. Hold on.
he did Super. I've never seen that, though.
Dude, okay, super starring Rainn Wilson from The Office, another movie that he did with the Office
And
person.
I will correct myself. Elliot Page.
Okay.
Directing wise, Slither, Super, and then he took 4 years off and then Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
He wrote a lot.
He did, and he wrote the Belko Experiment, Guardians of the Galaxies 1 and 2.
Produced Brightburn.
Yeah, like so James Gunn is out there. He also wrote Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, and Scooby-Doo, the movie.
He also did The Impossible and wrote the remake of a movie that shouldn't have worked. The remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Yes. Yes, he did. He also apparently worked on the screenplay for one of our favorite sleeper movies out there, 13 Ghosts. Uncredited. Screenplay, uncredited. It's on his fucking IMDb. So, yeah, James Gunn. Fucking amazing dude. What's up, Dark Knight? How you doing? I high-key like the Scooby-Doo movie. I do, too. Those Scooby-Doo live-action movies, I enjoyed the shit out of them.
I saw the first one. I think one of the things that they toned down from him is much more of like the overt weed references.
But they still snuck some in there.
Oh, it was he also wanted to make Velma a lesbian.
Yes.
Not like they weren't going to hint at it, like flat out she was going to be a lesbian.
That would have been fine. Well, no, it wouldn't have been like people would have been up in the fucking arms. I would have been fine with it. You would have been fine with it. Most people would have been fine with it.
I wouldn't have given a shit. I don't care if fucking fictional character from a cartoon that I watched 30 years beforehand.
Exactly, and like those were surprisingly really well crafted movies for like kids movies, right? Like actually had plot, arc, structure, like.
And it gave Matthew Lillard a job for 25 years.
And dude, Linda Cardellini as Velma.
And like Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred, like he kind of had.
No, that was fucking perfect casting. Like everyone they cast for the live action Scooby-Doo, at least those first two, where they had the same cast, were perfect for the roles, right? Like you had Matthew Lillard,
Sarah Michelle Gellar is
Daphne, Linda Cardellini, Velma, and Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred. And who did they have the original Scooby-Doo voice?
I'm looking at now.
Okay. But yeah, it like surprisingly well made, like kids horror movies. I enjoyed the shit out of them.
No, it was.
Thank you.
Neil Fanning.
Oh, no problem. I don't know who Neil Fanning is. Okay.
Not a. Looking at his Wikipedia page.
Not much. All right, fair. All right. Let's see. All right, so we went on a tangent on Scooby-Doo, but I'll do my number 4 on our top 10 sci-fi horror lists. So where are we? Number 4. Here you go. This is a movie I don't think you've seen, have you, Pumpkin?
It's on my list. It really is. Here, real quick.
Yeah.
Every October we do 31 and 31. Every year I try to watch at least a couple new things. This is something that I always have on my list that it's never streaming anywhere for free. Okay.
I'll just give it to you. Seriously, I'll just give it to you. I have it. So this is a movie called Cube. It came out in 1997. It is a Canadian independent movie. Super low budget. It's literally one set. They just have background, like they just change the background colors in each room to like, cause they're moving from cube to cube. Yeah. So these people wake up inside the cube. They have no idea how the F they got there. They're trying to figure out what they can do. Like they're trying to escape. And the whole thing is like nobody trusts anybody. They're all basically moving from cube to cube trying to figure out what's going on, and they're trapped in there for a really long time. Like, time just keeps going on and on and on. But you don't know, like, you go into each cube and you don't know if the cube is trapped or not. So they're either trapped or they're safe. And there's no way of knowing, at least they think there's no way of knowing. But each person is that is in the cube was put there for a freaking reason. So you don't know if it's an experiment. You don't know if it's the government. You don't know if it's aliens. You don't know throughout the entire movie. It's just like these people are becoming increasingly more paranoid, dehydrated, starving. They're like, they start killing each other, like, because people are just so freaking high tension on it. And the movie ends really, really well. I'm not going to spoil it because Pumpkin hasn't seen it. The sequels are okay, not great, but I think 1 and 2 are the best. 1 and 2 are the best. There's a prequel called Cube Zero. I don't recommend it. It's a done deal. Somebody's getting hit. So it's funny. You mentioned the thirst thing. This is how they get around thirst. They all come in this, like, they all have the same, like, kind of jumpsuit on that they're, like, putting the cube in. They have, like, little buttons on it, like little plastic buttons, you know, that you would button something up with. The one guy pulls the button off and puts it in his mouth. It helps generate saliva so that you don't get thirsty as quickly. So there's a reason that guy was in the cube with the group. There's a character who's like autistic and like is like really freaking out, and you don't understand his meaning until later in the movie, like why he's in the cube. Like, you basically don't understand why. Like, there's a cop, there's a thief, there's a doctor, there's reasons why these people are in there, but they don't reveal themselves until you keep going forward. And of course there's some fodder in there as well. So there's got to be people that just have to get killed. It's basically Saw, kind of, but like there's no moral. Like, they're not, like, there's no Jigsaw telling them, hey, like, you got to escape to get your life. It's just like they're put in there. They have no idea how they got there. So it's a really cool concept, and yeah, it's one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies. Once again, super low budget, no actors in it, I think, that are recognizable except for the girl, and I can't remember what else she was in. So basically, there you go. All right, we're gonna move right on to your next one, Pumpkin, because this is another one that I know we've both seen, and I think you just recently watched it in the Discord.
Yes, if I had my list up, I would know exactly what day.
So what is this?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, directed by the Goto brothers. As we just said, the 31 and 31. What's the first? Do you have a movie you watch first every time?
Yes. The first movie I watch every October is Night of the Comet.
I think 1 year out of all the years I've done that, it wasn't, but literally this is the first movie I watch every single time. It's literally, some movies, when you see the title, like, what's it about? Nope. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They shoot popcorn guns, they cocoon people in balloons and cotton candy. The other thing, who here has seen Ernest Scared Stupid?
I have. Ernest Scared Stupid is great.
Do the clowns look familiar?
Yes, they're the creatures in Ernest Scared Stupid. I know this already.
I never realized that until I was, for whatever reason, just started looking online. They just repainted them. I mean, if you've never seen this movie, not really a lot to say. It really is. It's literally, the movie is exactly what the title is. It's a group of clowns going around the town. There's never a motive. It's just, oh, we're just gonna kill everybody.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Holy
like, they
shit.
drink the blood out of the cotton candy cocoons. The cop on the phone is naturally just a piece of shit that doesn't believe all the young punks. It's also a movie that ever since it came out, they were talking about making a sequel to it. They
never had a sequel, did they?
Nope. The three brothers, they've said for years that they were going to get the people that are in the movie to make the movie. Like, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I do love that movie. It's very much the perfect amount of slapstick horror and like dark humor.
It's a perfect
freaking
B movie.
perfect. Yeah, it's a perfect B movie. That's exactly it.
It knows exactly what it is and doesn't try to be anything than that.
Which I'm surprised that neither of us put Critters on our list.
Believe me, it was on it. I thought about it.
I don't know the special thing about the soundtrack, Cruz. Why don't you let us know? And yes, Dark Knight. We actually watched the Suicide Squad trailer at the very beginning today. We are super excited for it.
I will go into that movie with some trepidation because the first Suicide Squad had an amazing trailer.
But James Gunn.
That's the reason that I'm going in with high hopes is it's him in it. And I never would have imagined that John Cena would be somebody in a movie that I would actually look forward to.
Hopefully he'll be in another movie that we're going to be looking forward to.
That ain't fucking happening.
It was more or less the first one to fully incorporate techno as a soundtrack and started the trend. Nice. Okay, that's kind of cool. Like, my favorite techno soundtrack is probably for the movie Hackers. But nice. Pumpkins would probably be Tron Legacy.
I mean, if I'm going techno, which I'm not really deep diving on, I might as well go with the band that, is synonymous with techno.
Daft Punk.
Or the opening song in Blade. Like, if you ask me to name a techno song,
see,
that's the first thing that's going to come to mind.
That movie Hackers really opened my eye. Like, the soundtrack for that movie really opened my eyes to techno music. So I know a lot about techno that I probably don't need to know. You have to admit, there's nothing more badass than a group of killer clowns walking into town with killer bass and drum roll. Hell yeah. See, Dark Knight, me too. I'm excited. As Big Harley Finn Quinn. Hell yeah. I really recommend me and Rose have been watching the Harley Quinn cartoon in the Discord every now and then. It's so good. Let's see. We got our number 3 is our number 3 and number 2 are shared. So I mean, these next two should not come as a shock to anybody that they're on the list, right?
Put it this way. Let me see.
Yes, we do need to finish it.
2, I could.
No, that is a fucking sci-fi horror movie, and we will talk about it.
No. Believe me, I know that, but some people might not. Once we break it down, it 100% is. Number 3 is 1,000,000%. Like, if you think sci-fi horror,
this might be the first movie that comes to your mind when you think sci-fi horror. You ready? Here you go. Boom. What are we talking about, Pumpkin?
Ridley Scott's 1979 Alien. Truckers in Space.
Truckers in Space. Yes, Alien. The original Alien is one of, if not the best, one of the best sci-fi horror movies ever made.
It's also, another way to look at it, probably one of the greatest haunted house movies.
One of the greatest haunted house movies. One of the greatest unseen killer movie. Like, I think it was. Hold on.
It was obviously after Star Wars. Like, this world looked lived in. Like, obviously they're only on the ship, really, but it wasn't like other sci-fi movies where it's all bright and shiny. Like, it looked like, okay, I buy it.
Yeah, this movie, like, so me and Pumpkin went and saw this in the theater. They re-released it. We were not alive in 1979. We're not that old. But we watched this in the theater. I just remember, we're sitting there and I'm like, man, I don't remember this build up being this long. And as I'm watching it, I'm getting
45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more into it. And I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, I can't, like, it was like I was watching it again for the first time. And
yeah, you haven't seen this for
a
while.
Dude, this, like, the atmosphere alone in this movie, like, that build up is amazing. The part where John Hurt is just like, oh, I'm fine. We're gonna sit around this table and just eat food and have a good time. Like, I knew it was coming, and I still was sitting there like, Jesus Christ.
is the fact that they knew what was going to happen. They just didn't know what it was. So their reactions
are genuine. Yeah.
Also, that movie has the greatest tagline ever. Like, nothing...
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Like, no movie will ever have a tagline better than that. But I think probably the one scene that really scared the fuck out of me is when Tom Skerritt's in the tunnels, and they all have the motion trackers, and he's shutting all the corridors, and it's like, you just see the beeps getting nearer, and it's like it's right behind you. It's right behind. Like, what? There's nothing here. And then he's just like, okay, I want to get out of here. I'm getting scared. He goes up to the next level and jazz hands. One of the scenes that actually legit got a scare out of me when we went and saw that in the theater again was when, like, I can't remember which character it is, but like they're just walking like through like the engineering area. There's all these pipes and like wires and stuff, and like it's in the background, and you don't realize it, but the alien is fucking right there because of its head. It just looks like it's a pipe next to the other pipes, and then it fucking moves. And I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, I didn't remember that shit. It actually got me. It's like the thing when I was reading online when Harry Dean Stanton's trying to get the cat so they can get off the ship. They had a dog off camera to scare the fuck out of the cat, so you get that reaction when the cat sees the alien.
Yeah. Oh my god. I can't say enough about this movie. Ridley Scott created a masterpiece. What else has Ridley Scott done, Pumpkin?
A movie, probably some will call his best movie I've never seen, Blade Runner.
One of my favorite movies ever made.
Sooner or later I'll watch it.
Blade Runner and its sequel are both really worth watching. I'm just putting it out there.
Now I actually gotta go to his page and see what the hell he's actually.
The one I can't wait to see him say for Godzilla and King Kong. Yes, me and Pumpkin are also looking forward to that.
1,000,000,000%. Giant monkey fight giant lizard.
I think the week that comes out, we need to that's when we do our top 10 monster movies.
That's next week.
Is it really?
Next week.
Maybe next week, maybe the week after. We'll figure it out.
His fucking awards.
What? You looking up Ridley Scott?
Thelma and Louise, Gladiator, Hannibal, Black Hawk Down, American Gangster. And then kind of after that is when you got like Prometheus, Alien Covenant. Out of like the movies being made in the last 10 years, The Martian with Matt Damon is a movie I legitimately like.
It's a good movie. But, so he's hit or miss these days, I guess.
It's certain older directors, they kind of just fall into the tropes of stuff they used to make. But yeah. I mean, he's somebody that you can never take away like what he's made.
Alien, Blade Runner. Like if the same guy made Alien and Blade Runner and that's all he ever fucking made.
And 3 years apart, he went from Alien in '79 to Blade Runner in '82.
And both of those have visual effects that are well beyond their time. Like other movies that were released in those years do not look half as good. Like Star Wars is the only one that I can think of that looks like visually on par. You know what I mean? Can you think of anything?
I agree, Crows, that Halloween tagline is good, but in space, no one can hear you scream. It's one of those taglines, if you ask somebody that knew enough about movies, it'd probably be one of the ones they would say.
Would anything Joel Silver be on this list? I don't think anything from Joel Silver is on this list.
The only horror movie he did that I can think of isn't sci-fi, is The Lost Boys.
Okay, there you go. That would be on my list of, I don't know, movies. 80s movies. Yeah.
Put it this way: if we were doing top 10 like dramatic movies, 1,000,000,000% there'd be a Joel Silver movie on there.
What movie?
Falling Down.
That's also one of me. That's why, like, me and Pumpkin have a lot of movies we agree on, and we have some that we don't agree on. But Falling Down is definitely one we both agree on.
Legitimately, if you want to go watch a really good movie, or at some point in the future, Watch Falling Down, starring Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas in his fucking prime, man. All right, let's move on to our shared number 2. Pumpkin, what are we talking about?
James Cameron's 1984 classic, The Terminator. Now, is there anybody that doesn't think this is a horror movie? Because yes, it's an action movie. I'm not going to deny that, but
this is a slasher movie, motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers or Freddy or any of them used guns instead of sharp instruments. He's Jason. He has to. There's the final girl, Linda Hamilton. Michael Biehn is the guy that has to save her, and then you have the killer. I wish I could go to an alternate reality and see the version of this movie that starred O.J. Simpson.
Yes, O.J. Simpson was originally going to be the Terminator.
And do you want to know why he's not in this movie? Because people thought then he was too nice.
Yes, this is definitely like this. Like I have been told that this is an action movie. That this is this is that. This is a gritty sci-fi horror movie. 100%. I feel like you're gonna hate me for this. I feel like that this movie could happen. Now, obviously, not in reality, but like the way this movie is made, like it is not like it is not high. Yeah, like it is just an amazingly well-made, well-crafted story. They got Arnold Schwarzenegger, who at the time was kind of hitting his peak, right? Like he was like Conan the Barbarian.
Conan was like probably the biggest thing he had done, but he originally was going to be
Kyle Reese. Yes.
And he's like, let me read or let me audition for the Terminator. And the funny thing is that I'll be back. He's like, shouldn't it? I will be back because he's a machine and he speaks like proper.
Yeah.
And James Cameron's like, just say what I wrote.
But yeah, this movie, like I could see the argument that number 2, which I also love, is not a horror movie.
Oh no, that's an action movie.
That is straight up an action movie. It's the same way Alien and Aliens happened. Alien is a horror movie. Aliens is definitely an action movie with like maybe a slight horror tinge, but it's not really.
I'd say horror adjacent.
Yeah.
The other thing about this, like, yeah, nobody's ever going to say Arnold's a good actor, but you can say it's perfect casting. Like nobody else
could have been the Terminator. Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else playing this character.
Yeah, and I mean, sequels aside, because let's not talk about sequels. Pumpkin knows my opinion on the sequels. I'm not like I love Terminator 2. After that,
oh yeah, I watch them. They're over there.
Mm.
They're not good, but like we said with other movies, they're fun.
But you know what is good? That is Terminator related. It's the TV show, man.
I never finished it because I heard it got canceled, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does end on a bit of a cliffhanger, but whatever. The TV show was actually pretty well made, and I enjoyed it. Summer Glau, pretty good in it. Lena Headey, yeah. Like, there's some really good actors in the Terminator TV show. The Sarah Connor Chronicles. Sorry.
The season 1 finale, where the evil Terminator's killing all the SWAT team with the Johnny Cash song playing in the hotel. That was a great moment.
Oh, 2 wasn't horrible. Wasn't the best. I'll put it on if I'm bored enough. Oh, fighting's words rose. No. I completely get that opinion. The scene where he punches the car window out was shot literally on the last day. It was not sugar glass. It was literally Cameron just telling Arnold to just punch a random window out of a car.
Wouldn't shock me.
Stream crash and all I saw was bros Skynet motherfuckers. Oh man. Yeah, dude, the Terminator will forever in my mind be one of the best horror movies. Like if this would probably be like number 11 or 12 on my horror movie list. And I know that like but it's really, 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 really good. I got nothing else to say, I don't think.
I mean, you also have, looking at the credits in the trailer, or the trailer right there, Stan Winston.
Yes.
Like when you think like literally a genius of movie special effects is Stan Winston.
Absolutely. One of the best. Like up there, Tom Savini and I'm not good with these people's names. The effects artists. Give me some other names that I'd recognize. Rick Baker. Yep.
That's like 9 Oscars for best makeup. He's the guy, the werewolf in London.
Yes. Yeah.
The Thriller video.
Okay. Nice. But yeah. Terminator original, not 2, not Genesis, not Dark Fates, not
3,
not Salvation. Yeah. Terminator the original. All right. Moving on to my number 1, Pumpkins number 10. Here we go. This is a movie by whom?
I'm putting something on. I don't have my headset on right now. So.
Well, this is a movie starring the late, great Roddy Piper called They Live. Also starring Keith motherfucking David. And who's it directed by, Pumpkin?
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter.
Meg Foster's in it.
Meg Foster is also in it, yes. And the drunk from Back to the Future.
Like, literally, outside of the main people, it's everybody that you've seen in 80s movies or John Carpenter.
Yes.
And yes, Steve, fuck The Raid, fuck Bruce Lee movies, any other martial arts movie. It is the greatest fight scene ever put to film.
I think it's the most realistic fight scene ever put to film.
That's why I think it's the greatest, because
it's just two big dudes brawling.
I timed it the one day because I was sitting there watching. I was like, let me actually see. From the moment the first punch is thrown to the end of the fight is 5 minutes.
Which is amazing. So, basically, the gist of this movie is aliens have been among us for a long while. They're using advertisements and a broadcast wave to kind of deceive us into not knowing that they're there, and implanting subliminal messages into all of our advertising and stuff like that. This guy who we never get the name of, I believe his name is Nada in the credits, because they asked what the name of the main character was, and he's like Nada, because there is no name. That's Roddy Piper's role. He basically stumbles upon these people who have realized that this is happening, that aliens have already invaded, that have already taken over. Gets these glasses that are coated with some special whatever unobtainium, and he puts them on, and he can see that the advertisements have subliminal messaging. He can see the aliens for what they really look like, which is what Pumpkin's kind of showing right now with the mask on his face there. I mean, I actually think he might look a little prettier with that mask on. I'm just kidding. I love you, buddy. But once again, John Carpenter score, fucking amazing. So when the big reveal happens and the girl's in bed with the guy, yes.
It's literally the last. It's the last.
It's the last shot of the movie. Is a girl get like fucking a dude, and then she looks down and it's an alien.
And the guy's just like, "What's wrong, baby?" That's the last line of the movie.
And Roddy Piper's last line of the movie, "Fuck it."
The funny thing is, like,
so good.
I've come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of gum. You look like your head fell in the cheese dip back in 1955. Or when the woman's putting perfume on and he sees her as an alien. That's like putting perfume on a pig.
Yeah. Dude, so Roddy Piper had a lot of like actual insight into the character, because John Carpenter basically said, create the backstory for the character. Like, we're not... you don't get any of the backstory, but Roddy Piper knows the entire backstory knew the entire backstory of the character, because he told it to John Carpenter, and John Carpenter's like, yeah, that's it. You made that is the character. So, like, you never know his name. You never know where he came from. You never know why he's unemployed, why he's going to, like, it's just,
like, he's unemployed because, like, the factory's closed down. Like, that's literally the gist of...
That's his character. Like, that's all they give you. Now, like, once again, Roddy Piper knew the entire backstory. Now we'll never actually know it, which is also, a shame.
There's a line in that movie that nobody ever remembers except for somebody like me. It's during the fight scene, and it's when they get near the car and Piper smashes the back window, and Keith David, they kind of play it like it's Keith David's car, which I don't understand why, because Keith David walks away from it. But after he smashed the window, he's just like, "You motherfucker!" The way he just says,
I thought he says, "You dirty motherfucker."
He looks so, like, angry.
Didn't he swing like a chunk of wood at him? Like, isn't that what he broke the window with? Yeah.
Piper swings a 2x4, and it breaks the back window, and Keith David's got like a liquor bottle in his hand, and he smashes it. Like, you motherfucker! But so if you've never seen the fight scene and you watch South Park, you've seen
I knew you were going to bring this up. Yeah, the cripple fight episode of South Park is literally that takes that fight scene. Timmy,
it's literally line for line, move for move. The fight scene is the cripple fight.
Yeah, Keith David will always be the best Spawn voice actor. Nah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, totally agreed. Keith David was on a show that I'm trying to get Pumpkin to watch called Community. He was on the last season of Community. And he's amazing in that. Keith David is always amazing. Like, period. I have nothing bad to ever say about that man. He's awesome. And apparently nothing bad has ever been said about him. So at least he seems like a good guy. All right.
I don't need more people that I like. Because, like, if there's certain people, if I find out they're bags of shit, I'm just going to be, oh, man. Like, if I find out the star of my number one is a bag of shit, I'm just going to be depressed.
Yeah, so wait, before we move to your number one, can I ask why They Live was number 10 on your list and not number 2?
Believe me, it could have been. Like, I put that on there at the last second.
I know, because he saw my list and he's like, "Oh, They Live."
I kind of thought about it. Like, I never just really thought of it as horror.
It is, though. Like, it is a horror movie. It's like, it's an invasion, not invasion of body snatchers, but like an alien invasion movie where the invasion has already fucking happened.
I don't know what this is a reference to. Pumpkin, go to your room. Keith David is amazing. Never said he wasn't.
Yeah, he loves Keith David too. I wasn't insinuating that Pumpkin doesn't love Keith David.
Oh no, I literally was watching a movie with him the other day.
Oh, to Community. Yes, you should watch Community.
Oh no, it's nothing against. Oh yeah, there's no reason. It's just never watched it.
All right, we're gonna move into Pumpkin's number one science fiction horror movie, which was actually on his top 10 horror movies. So here we go. I'm going to start the trailer first, and then, there we go. Go for it, Pumpkin. What do we talk about?
Which is a movie that also stars Keith David. It's John Carpenter's The Thing. With Kurt Russell, Keith David, Wilford Brimley. Can't really name anybody else in the movie. I mean, kind of hard to... what else haven't I said about this movie that I didn't say 2 weeks ago when we talked about it?
Let's just talk about it a little. What's it about, buddy?
An alien that I kind of like, body snatcherish, where the alien can copy you.
Mm-hmm. Look, yeah, we did talk about this last week, so we don't have to go too in depth. I do want to say that this didn't make my top 10 list either time, but I do really love this movie.
Oh, and as I was saying, if I find out that Kurt Russell's a bag of shit in real life, please don't let that happen. Even if, I'm not saying, if he's a Republican and whatnot, no, I mean, if he's a Me Too movement bag of shit, no, I refuse to accept it.
Anyway, Suzanne Roman is the blood reveal and Spiderhead. I remember a lot more. Kurt Russell has some really good lines in this, because Kurt Russell always has some really good lines in...
Here's the thing. One of the best lines in the movie that's been ripped off in a million other movies is the spider head. Is when it's Kurt Russell. I don't know the actor's name, and somebody else. They literally turn as the spider head's walking across the floor, and the guy just goes, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" And he says it in such a way that he's not he's not yelling it. He's just bluntly, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" And I've seen so many times when directors say that they put that line in a movie is because of that.
Well, I mean, it's no surprise that on both last week's list and this week's list, John Carpenter took the number one spot for both of us both times. People tend to think of John Carpenter in like some people. I'm not saying everyone, because obviously we're all nerds and we all get it. But no, like they always associate John Carpenter with specifically Halloween. Now, to be fair,
if you're a movie buff, you can go into the deep dive of
but like people forget to mention things like The Thing, The Fog, the Prince of Darkness, They Live. Like if you say John Carpenter's name, the first thing that comes to people's mind is Halloween, and that's fair because it's probably his most iconic movie.
Look, it's like me with music. I'm not a big music person. Like I can name people's hits, but if I go to movies, I can do a deep dive and say, "Oh yeah, they did this, this, and this."
Like, John Carpenter is a hell of a movie maker, hell of a composer.
I want to see his first movie with Kurt Russell. I want to see his Elvis movie.
Oh, yeah. Wait. What Elvis movie? Like, I know...
There was a TV movie he made in, 79 or 80, where it's a TV movie with Kurt Russell as Elvis.
Get me the name. I'll get it for you.
It's Elvis.
Fuck. All right, John Carpenter's Elvis. I'll find it. Because I was like, Kurt Russell as Elvis, isn't that like 3,000 Miles to Graceland or 300 Miles to Graceland or whatever?
Or Forrest Gump.
Wait. Was that Kurt Russell?
When he's not the actor, but when Forrest Gump talks, or when Elvis talks in Forrest Gump, it's Kurt Russell's voice.
What was the Body Snatchers movie where the kid sees, I think, his teacher eat the frog in the science room or something like that? I got you stumping me, man.
It'd probably be something if I heard the name, I might go, "Oh, that movie." But that's not ringing a bell.
Invaders from Mars. Of course, Steve knew it right away.
Fucking nerd.
Fucking nerd. Nah, I love you, buddy. No, that's that. Like, but yeah. So once again, Pumpkin's number one. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, my list changed drastically.
My number one, John Carpenter's They Live, for best sci-fi horror movies.
Since you kind of covered your, hidden gem with The Gate.
Mm-hmm.
The one
yeah. What's the movie? What's your hidden gem?
The Terrifier. Just Terrifier.
Why don't you walk us through Terrifier?
I will say this. Don't let the budget of the movie get to you, because I'm not gonna lie, the first time I watched it, I turned it off in 15 minutes, because it's super low budget, ridiculously, the makeup and this is the first scene of the movie. There's somebody in full makeup that looks horrible, but it is such a fun movie. Where I was reading online because I'm waiting for the sequel, where the director said he just wanted to make, another horror icon in Art the Clown, who never speaks. It's just these two women that they come home from a Halloween party, they see the clown in a pizza place, then they get stuck outside of a warehouse because their car breaks down naturally. The one's got to go to the bathroom, and naturally the clown kills the one and then starts stalking the other.
Yep.
And they said the sequel. Oh, have you seen it?
I've seen the prequel, All Hallows Eve. Which
you've never seen this one?
I've seen this. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, so they're for forgo logic, there's a scene with a hacksaw in this movie. that it's a magic. I think it would be a magical hacksaw based on what it does to the person. That is so unbelievably gory that they got like $250,000 on Kickstarter or something to do the sequel, and they said one of the scenes in the movie is a scene of mass destruction, which I need to know what that means. Because he fucking saw someone in half. Like, he has the woman hanging upside down from groin to head. He cuts them in half with a hacksaw.
Yeah. It's brutal.
It's such a fun movie. It's actually, for budget aside, it's actually a well-made slasher movie. But yeah, that's my hidden gem.
All right. Here we go. I've seen the gore and non-gore version of that scene. I didn't know there was a non-gore version of that scene, but I don't know that I'd want to see the non-gore.
No, realistically that's the reason I'm watching that movie. Is it's so over the top.
Oh, all right. All right. So, do you want to talk about our next thing, or wait? They cut it so you didn't see the kill. Ah, that's stupid.
Okay. I guess if they wanted to get a wider release for it, or to get more eyes on it, but yeah, if I'm watching that movie, I want to see the full Monty on that.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if you don't, like, what is the point actually?
That's like when you think about all the movies that we loved from the 80s that are so censored that we'll never get to see those versions of.
Okay. So, do you want to go into the next thing we were doing? While I set everything up? Yes.
So, like the movie Parasite, we're about to take a hard left turn and go to a very, very, very different topic of who we would cast in the inevitable and announced Fantastic Four movie in the MCU. I didn't, for a couple of them, the main two, I didn't really go outside the box there for my thought process.
Neither did I.
But as we were discussing Wizard Magazine earlier, you'll remember this, the only out of the dozens and dozens of casting calls they did, the one I remember the most was the X-Men.
Yes.
It was before the first movie came out. Naturally, the one person that wound up being in the movie is the one that is the perfect person, is Patrick Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
It was Rutger Hauer was Magneto. Rebecca De Mornay was the White Queen. The Worf from Star Trek was Bishop. Michael Biehn, Kyle Reese was Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph Lundgren was, I think, the Juggernaut.
Yes.
And Wolverine
was Glenn Danzig.
Fucking Glenn Danzig was Wolverine.
So the only one they got right off that list was Patrick Stewart.
Dude, he had to. Like, he fucking looks like him.
All right. So, I mean, we're going to start off with the most obvious one.
Are you going to put our picks up at the same time, or?
We'll cycle through. We'll cycle through. But we have the same for three.
Okay.
We'll start with the first three. The three major ones of the team. So we're going to start with the Fantastic Four. We'll also say who we think should play Dr. Doom, not Rick Moranis.
We're doing the four: Dr. Doom, the Silver Surfer, Galactus, and Namor.
Yes. So, very quickly, actually, well, yeah, we'll start with this, and I mean, this is a pretty obvious one, but here, I want to pull it out so you don't see other names. All right, here we go. So, the most obvious, go ahead.
So, I won't spoil anything, but so many people have said if John Krasinski showed up in any future Marvel project and they didn't say who he was, you would know exactly who he is. He was, I think, originally auditioned to be Captain America.
Yep.
So, like, he obviously, you know, is on their radar. He's Reed. He's married to his fucking co-star in Emily Blunt, who would be Sue. Like, it's perfect casting.
Yeah.
It's like Patrick Stewart as Professor X. He's, for me, I'm not, like, you know, deep diving on John Krasinski, but he's the perfect person to play Reed.
And Emily Blunt, she's an amazing actress. They co-starred in Quiet Place?
Yeah.
Quiet Place.
Like, she was really, for a movie where you barely speak, she's really fucking good in that movie.
And she's an amazing actress. Sadly, you know, I don't know when they'd pull this all together, but I would definitely like to see those two in those roles as well. Like John Krasinski, perfect for Reed Richards, especially when like you think of him with the beard and like the gray on the sides. He'd be amazing.
And if they play Reed kind of like as a smartass, in that, you know, obviously he kind of have to be, as being he's the smartest person, I guess, outside of Shuri, maybe, in the MCU. And Krasinski could definitely play the smartass.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally agreed. And
yeah, we didn't. Now, the Human Torch, I know we differ on.
Yes.
The Thing, we nailed that one.
Yeah, so let's go to the Thing, and then I'm gonna need your actors' names because I can't go into Discord for a couple of them. But so who do we both think that should be the Thing? John Cena.
Like, that version of John Cena is only going to be in the movie for maybe 45 minutes.
Yep. I think like he would, like, he's perfect because he's got comedic chops. If you've never seen the movie Knockers, Cock Knockers, or
Blockers.
Cock Blockers, sorry, Blockers.
Like, Blockers, it's a legitimately funny movie, and he's legitimately funny in it.
Like, I feel like he's perfect for the Thing because he's big and jacked. So, you know, they'll still use CGI, obviously, because he's going to be a big man made of rock.
Do what they do with Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk. They'll just throw a mocap suit on him and call it a day.
But I think he would be perfect as Ben Grimm. Like, we both agreed on this, like 100%.
I legit almost just went with Michael Chiklis as the voice again, because he's perfect as the voice. But if I'm going new, it's John Cena.
It's got to be John Cena.
There's only one other role that John Cena's perfect for, is a live-action Duke Nukem movie.
Which I hope to God never happens. All right. What's the name of the guy you want to be Johnny Storm?
If you've seen Stranger Things...
Oh, wait. Actually, right, I got this. Never mind.
Oh. D-A-C-R-E.
No, I got it. It's, oh, shit. All right. Give me the name. Fuck it.
D-A-C-R-E. Montgomery.
There you go. Perfect. So here you go. This is who Pumpkin thinks should play Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm. I almost went with Zac Efron, but I figured go with a slightly more unknown. Is the dickhead brother from season 3 of Stranger Things.
So,
I mean, outside of that, I haven't really seen him do much, but he was really good in that.
He's in the Power Rangers reboot. He is Jason. He is the Red Ranger. He was amazing. He's actually really good in that movie, but he's fucking astounding in Stranger Things, especially season 3. And I could definitely see him being Johnny Storm.
That's what I figured. I'd go with a slightly unknown here, as opposed to literally it was a coin flip between him and Zac Efron, who most likely will probably wind up being him.
Okay. Well, let me put this. There we go. So my pick for Johnny Storm, And because of the ages, like I don't know how much of an age gap there's supposed to be between Johnny Storm and Sue, but I went with someone that's a little closer to Emily Blunt's age. I went with Jensen Ackles. Mainly known as Dean Winchester from the Supernatural television show. I would love to see. I think he's another one who definitely has comedic chops, so he could definitely play off of John Cena pretty damn well. Yeah, right. Like I thought about this like long and hard, and I was like, who do I like? It was between him and another character, and another actor, and I chose the other actor for a different role. So I went with Dean Winchester there. You know, you Pumpkin, you would know him from My Bloody Valentine 3D. But yeah, that would be my pick for Johnny Storm. Okay.
Let's see how many of these we actually get right.
Okay. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm kind of curious. All right, so your next one, who do you have for Doctor Doom?
I went with somebody that will show up later for me. I almost had picked for this, Christoph Waltz, who played probably one of the greatest villain roles of the last 15 years, as Colonel Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards. Like, Doom is evil as shit, so I might as well go with somebody that could portray evil as fuck. I mean, he was a Bond villain, so you got that there.
Yeah, no, he got.
He's foreign born, so he already got like a whatever weird accent you want to link to Latveria.
No, I like he's an amazing actor, and like I could see him. Like I loved him in well, I didn't love him in Inglourious Bastards. You kind of hate him in Inglourious Bastards. I loved him in Django Unchained, though.
I mean, dude, he back-to-back Oscars.
Yeah, like amazing character actor, really good. I could see that. I went with someone a little different. This is one we definitely differed on, I think, in our approach.
We differ on the rest of these.
I went with John Hamm.
Oh, I could actually, since Doom is portrayed as a vain person that only has like a minor scar.
Yeah, so like John Hamm is he's an amazing actor. Like he's great in comedies, he's great in serious roles. Like he was Don Draper on Mad Men for how many fucking years?
With Affleck, he's good in that.
Yeah, like astounding actor, and I could see him being just like you can explain the accent thing just because like he went to school in America, like he's around Americans, so he's speaking in their accent. Like he could goof it up later with a accent if you really wanted to, but I don't think you need to. You don't need to make Doom goofy. I think that's a mistake they've made in the previous movies, is they didn't take Doom seriously enough. Doctor Doom should be considered like a world like level threat.
He should be the next Loki in that he just never goes away.
Yeah. So like Christoph Waltz, I think is a great choice, and John Hamm I think is a great choice for that kind of role.
John Hamm would be my pick if we were casting another comic book character.
Who?
Batman.
Oh, yeah, I can see him as Batman. Yeah. But
he fucking looks like Bruce Wayne.
But I think you just give him like that smug superiority. Like he would play it so well. All right, who's your next one, Pumpkin?
What character are we going to next?
About Silver Surfer.
Didn't really go. So obviously, Silver Surfer was going to be probably not even like a mocap. It's probably just going to be completely CGI. Didn't really stretch out of the realm here. Went with the guy that did the voice in the last time he was in a movie, Lawrence Fishburne. He's got a great fucking voice.
He does, and I wouldn't mind it, to be totally honest. Like, it gives some continuity to the old movies, where not like acknowledging the old movies without actually bringing them into continuity or continuity, or whatever, however you pronounce that fucking word. And
he also has a voice that isn't like so like it's not distracting. Like he just has like a really authoritative voice. Yeah.
And like I could see him doing really well in it again. Like he did well in those movies, even though they were kind of awful. But my pick is actually someone who is a Walking Dead alumni and is currently in another Robert Kirkman continuity. There you go. And is also in another Robert Kirkman TV show that just started airing today called Invincible on Amazon. So I went with Steven Yeun as the Silver Surfer. Because
up in another role that we're going to mention later.
Yeah. I really think because like you said, like it's going to be CGI, but it could also be that thing where they do the mocap thing like they did with Mark Ruffalo. So
even with his voice, I could see them also digitizing it a little bit to give it a
like they can they did that with Lawrence Fishburne's voice too. Like it's not just Lawrence Fishburne's voice in the old Fantastic Four movies. They did add some digitization to it. But I think Steven Yeun, he's got the body type for the Silver Surfer. 1, 2, he's a really good actor. Like I have enjoyed everything he's been in that I've seen him in.
I'll look for you.
And 3, like I think he could pull it off. So I think Steven Yeun is a good choice for Silver Surfer. That's my choice for Silver Surfer.
For what I pay attention, he was just nominated for an Oscar.
Yes. So he's a well-rounded actor.
Hey, he was always good on The Walking Dead.
Okay. So let's move into Galactus, motherfucker.
Oh, that was always fun saying that.
Yeah. Who you got for Galactus?
Javier Bardem. Because this ain't gonna be mocap. Like this is 100% CG. So I kind of just went with somebody that has a voice that just is very intimidating. Just watch him in No Country for Old Men, where he just, tells a guy at the store to, call it, and just menacingly, basically tells a guy running a store, if you get this wrong, I'm going to kill you. Like that kind of intenseness to his voice. God
damn, he's a good-looking man too. Well, he still is. Never mind. But yeah, Javier Bardem, I could see him being Galactus. I could see that most definitely. So it's funny because you use this actor for a different role, but we're gonna go back to our boy Morpheus because I think that Galactus could be voiced by Lawrence Fishburne.
I see that.
Like, because once again, adding a little continuity to to the old movies, but having him play the Galactus role instead. Because, like you said, it's going to be 100% CGI for Galactus. Like, no matter how they do Galactus, like whether he's a 20-foot tall man or a planet-sized man, like that's going to be completely CGI'd. So, fuck it. Like I like Lawrence Fishburne's voice is amazing, and I think.
And then you bring in the other black actor that he gets confused with in the MCU, Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson, yeah. But I think Lawrence Fishburne is. It's funny you say that, because this picture is right on that thing. Samuel Jackson and Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne sadly did not get called in to do anything for the new Matrix movie, but he's one of the best parts of John Wick 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3, and soon to be 4 and 5.
Yeah. So, dude's still working, still great. I think he would make a great Galactus.
Dude, he's a phenomenal actor.
All right, what do you got for me? Our last one is Namor.
Namor, the Submariner.
Who do you got?
Went with somebody that has wanted to be in a comic book movie, was potentially going to play Moon Knight until they got Oscar Isaac, Keanu Reeves.
So another Matrix star coming in as Namor. Why do you think he'd be a good Namor?
Literally, when I was looking at the list, like I Googled a list earlier of, who should play Namor. Steven Yeun was on the list.
Oh, was he? Nice. All right.
Daniel Day Kim. Another Asian actor. I don't know his name, but he was Shredder in the second Ninja Turtles movie.
Okay.
Like he's been in other stuff, but Keanu was on the list. Fuck it. Let's get Keanu in the MCU.
I could see Keanu being in the MCU. I don't know necessarily about Namor, but I mean, if he got the role of Namor, I'd like, you know, I'd be very, very fine with that.
We're in the Keanu sans. John Wick should not be as good as it is.
John Wick should not be as good as it is. Why?
When you take the basic gist of a story of a guy getting revenge for his dog being killed, and 3 movies in total, he kills over 300 people. I mean, admittedly, he says in part 3 that, you know, it wasn't just a dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just a dog. It was like the
gift from his wife.
Yeah.
The scene in the third one when it's a fucking 10-minute sequence of just gunfights in Morocco.
Okay. Yeah, like I could like, Keanu can do actions. Like Keanu can do anything. So I'm fine with him being like as your pick for Namor. I actually went. I think this is our only foreign-speaking actor that I went with. Well, Steven Yeun speaks other languages, but I went with the dude from Parasite, Lee Sun-kyun. I think. What? Sorry.
I'm keep talking. I'm trying to think of who he is in Parasite.
He's amazing. He's a good actor. He's been in a ton of Korean movies. Parasite, obviously, you know, won. What did it win?
Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Like you still have to see it. Like it.
No, I've seen it. I've seen it. That's the thing. I watched it last weekend.
Oh well, when we're done, we gotta talk about it.
It is really, really good. And I think he's amazing. I think he'd be an amazing actor. I kind of wanted to go with someone a little offbeat. Once again, a little unknown. Like, he's not known in America for much. Like, he's not known for anything in America except for Parasite. And even you're like, I don't know which character that was. So
I'm trying to think.
But he's really good. So that is my pick for Namor, and I think that's it. I think that's all we had picked for.
Yeah, we had other characters, but I was like, I didn't know enough about it. Like, you had the Mole Man and Annihilus.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see. Okay. But yeah. So, I guess that's gonna be it for tonight. We didn't really have anything else planned, did we?
No, we talked a lot about Monster Mania last time, and we went a deeper dive into the movies list. Although if we do top 10 monster movies, and then, you know, eventually get to what was voted on, probably go a little bit deeper, because I doubt any of those movies we've talked about before, aside from 1 or 2 of them.
Fair enough. You guys were dedicated to Monster Mania. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, we talked a lot about Monster Mania. Speaking of Monster Mania, I guess let's
updates.
Yeah, so why don't you give me the latest updates from Monster Mania, buddy?
I am probably gonna go. There is a Saturday in May. They're doing a outdoor, like, trying to think of like a fucking, like a flea market type of thing. Like, there's gonna be, they already announced Tom Atkins is gonna be there. The main actress from Halloween 3 is gonna be there. But it's essentially, you know, the dealer's room outside.
Yeah. So, well, on the webpage it just has Tom Atkins, but it's at the Oaks Center Fairgrounds in Oaks, PA. Socially distanced event, mask required. It's a pop-up event. It's only on the Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
The guy that runs the shows, I sent you the link for the YouTube video we put out, where they have like a traditional Monster Mania planned for later in the year, once he, you know, COVID willing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is probably something that me and Pumpkin will go to. I'll be vaccinated by that time, so
I haven't gotten anything yet. So
yeah, like I'll be vaccinated by the beginning of April, so I will feel fine going to that. And I think it'll just be a good time. Just I need to we both need to get the fuck out of the house.
I just want to do something.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I haven't. Here, since we just did top 10 sci-fi horror movies, a movie that could have been on my list is the last movie I've seen in a movie theater over a year ago. Lee Whannell's The Invisible Man. That movie was fucking amazing, and has a scare in the movie at a restaurant, which not gonna spoil it because the movie's only like literally a year old at this point. Freaked me the fuck out. But I may attempt to, when nobody else is there or sit from absolutely near nobody, is go see Godzilla vs. Kong. True, I can go turn on my large TV right here and watch it the 31st, but something like that, I really want to see in a movie theater.
Yeah. And so it's Tom Atkins, and it's also Stacey Nelkin, who was in Halloween 3. So both the stars of Halloween 3 will be there.
But yeah, they announced that there is at least 2 more conventions planned this year, aside from that one.
Yeah.
I really want them to announce another Pop Mania, which got canceled last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was the pop culture convention that they were going to start up.
They were going to do a pop culture convention.
But yes, the next actual Monster Mania is supposed to be August 13th through the 15th at the Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the Crown Plaza Hotel.
And the other one in...
And then the one in September is in Hunt Valley, Maryland, at the Delta Marriott Hotel. So we usually don't go to that one, but we'll...
I would like to go once to either stay for the day, just if there's...
Maybe next year, Pumpkin. Maybe next year we can do that.
Like, if I ever went down there, it would be like, if there's somebody that, like, I really wanted to, like, fucking meet. But no, watching the video, he said, like, he doesn't want to announce, like, the contracts are signed. And
yeah, he's because of all the stuff that happened with COVID last year, and basically everything just shutting down. Like, they're
going to piss off the fans by announcing something and then
exactly
not having to do it. Like the one guest that you would have waited, I would have had to wait for you to get an autograph from, was when they announced Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I probably would have ended up in jail if Paul Rudd actually had showed up, because I would have tried to kidnap him.
Oh, there's stories about There's a story about Monster Mania I have to tell off stream one time.
All right. Well, I guess we're not going to be telling that on stream. Okay.
No. I'll tell you one.
Oh wait, I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
Yeah, you fucking should.
Yeah.
You would have done something fucking really bad.
But yeah. So Monster Mania. Me and Pumpkin will let you guys know if we are going. We probably are going to the pop-up event. I'm like 99% sure that I'm going to the next actual Monster Mania, because it's in August. I feel like...
Oh, by then, I would hope I fucking have the vaccine.
Like, we'll both be fully vaccinated. We have plenty of masks. Like, I mean, I'm gonna hate wearing a mask in fucking August, but like walking around. But I will suffer through if it means I get to be out of the house and enjoy something
that we look forward to going to twice a year.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think with that we're gonna wrap up. Pumpkin. Is that okay with you, buddy?
Yeah, I couldn't really think of once we get more to talk about next time.
Well, next time I think we're gonna talk a little. Might switch it up. Might not be horror talk the whole time. Next time.
And just do monster movies.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we're going to talk monster movies when, I guess, next week or the week after. But I think we are planning to do a little something around the MCU. And
eventually, probably not for a while, is if we... No, I guess the other comic news, Black Widow got pushed back again.
No, they just announced it's going to be released on Disney+.
Yes. The reason I hope I better be fucking vaccinated by then, because it's coming out my birthday. Yeah. No better day to go see a movie.
Oh man.
$30 on Disney Plus.
Yes, I'll be sure to pay that $30 and get that movie legally. Absolutely. Anyway, moving right along. I do want to thank everyone who came out tonight. Much appreciated. Crows, Steve, Rose, Torch, Laura, Krissa, Dark Knight, Shadow, definitely. Just scrolling to see if I missed anyone. I don't think I did. But yeah, we'll be back at it. Well, I'll be back at it Sunday, doing a little stram. I'll be playing Lord of the Rings Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Lego. I don't know the name. It's the Lego game based around The Hobbit. And I will be playing games tomorrow, but I will not be streaming tomorrow. So I might be showing up on someone else's stream if someone else is streaming though. No, we'll see. Is Pumpkin playing Rainbow Six tomorrow? I don't know.
Hey, what time?
Somebody put it in the Discord. No clue if Bro asked, but yeah, somebody put it in the Discord.
Whenever you start playing, just post in there, because I usually have my phone right next to me.
Yeah. So I guess me and Pumpkin will be playing Rainbow Six Siege tomorrow. I'm not going to be streaming, but maybe Pumpkin will. I don't know. Torch's time 1:30 a.m. and I hadn't yet. What time is Torch's time 1:30 a.m.? Oh boy. I'm going to be up late tomorrow.
Oh god.
That's 1:30 my time. Okay.
Oh god. Possibly I might be willing to play a round or two at that point.
Oh man. But yeah, I guess Pumpkin, we good to wrap up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, thanks for coming to see Hightop I'm sorry. No, let me get it right. Let me get it right. Homer, well, thank you for coming out for Homer and Hightop Go to the Movies.
Zip it up.
And zip it out.
Zippity doo dah.
Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for coming by.